leave altogether so I don't have any issues. Oh, we're live. What's up, Alfie?
What's up? How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Well, what's the link to the... Oh, I guess I don't need the link. I'll find it.
Here, I'll give you the video. Oh, I gotta mute this first.
So I can get in the chat and chat with people.
My computer's so...
I got it. You
fucked up that it freezes.
You come up in my recommended, so you're there. Pop up chat.
Where are we at?
So Devon put out a video.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Yeah, and you know what? He talked to me. He was like, don't take shit personal, blah 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 blah, and just like kind of letting me know that I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate and stuff, right? From his video. I mean, do you remember how much hate I got just because he left a comment in his other video for like, hey, check out Aimee and chill. Just a comment, and people were like, meh, right? So it's like, I don't know. I find the reaction to it really funny. I think it's a good way to show like exactly why people need this kind of like etiquette, kind of how to behave in a social situation kind of thing. I know you can comment on YouTube. I know you can do all that shit, but it's like, I've never understood the need to unnecessarily just go after someone for shit that makes no sense to go after them about, because they'd never say shit to me in real life. Those bitches would never come on stream, and they would never have the balls to say the things that they say in comments to my face. So
the thing is, the things they say make them look stupid. So why would they come on a stream and say something that makes them look stupid?
The things that they say make me like, they invigorate my, yeah, you know what? You motherfuckers need Aimee and chill. Like, you really need that shit.
They do. They need to learn to interact with people. But I think some of them are just straight up haters, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they just like to bitch about stuff. As any Devon video you go to, you can open it up and see in the comments that somebody's gonna bitch about something.
Oh,
you know?
For sure.
There's constantly always somebody bitching about some stupid shit. Your intros, you know, I don't like this topic.
God, yeah.
Stop making videos about this, you know, like it's stupid.
You know what I don't get though? Okay, so when was the last time that you went out of your way to just be like, fuck you, man, you fucking suck because you didn't like a video somebody put out? If I watch a video and I don't like it,
I've never done that.
I just don't even leave a comment. I just kind of move forward and like go on with my day.
And I can tell before the video finishes. Like if I start watching it, like probably like 2 minutes into the video, I'll be like, I'm not really into this, and I'll click it off.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that shit. I click it off and go to the next video, something else. You know, like I don't have time to be sitting there typing out this whole shit over.
I just don't get the getting worked up part about it. Like,
yeah.
Devon, I can't believe you do this, fucking gross. You fucking blah, 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 blah. This girl is ugly. This girl's gross. And it's like,
yeah,
okay. But
or some of the opposite. Some are like, oh, she's super hot, but this is so cringy or something, right? And it's like, what was about it? It was a joke. It's meant to be funny. I thought it was hilarious. I was cracking up the whole time on the live stream where that's recorded.
People don't have a fucking sense of humor, man. Like,
zero sense of
and people, like, there's like, just skimming through them, there's some people who are like, don't you have a girlfriend? And it's like, do you seriously think this is something legit that is, I just can't.
Yeah, don't you have a girlfriend? Oh yeah, somebody said, don't you have a girlfriend? And they were like, well, not for long. And I was like, I think she understands what jokes are. Like, I think if she read that, she would know that you guys are joking, that it's not serious. He doesn't seriously want to stick pigeons inside of you. Like,
oh my God, it's pretty ridiculous. So should I screenshot this? Do you want to start?
Yeah, let's do it. Cam said most of them are alt-righters. I clicked on their accounts and looked at who they are sub to. It was all alt-right accounts. Yeah, I'm sure it's all the alt-right guys who are the ones that are saying stuff like, "Oh, doesn't he have a girlfriend?" Because
you know what? They're anonymous. You
trad life.
You fucking pussies. Like you think you want to come and you want to talk shit, and like someone on the last video where I read comments in the beginning was like, you shouldn't have spent any time on those if you don't care. But I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a wellspring of potential Aimee and chill clients. Like, you people who do this shit are the people who need this. Why wouldn't I want to look? I find it really funny, personally, seeing people's negative comments. I thrive on the negativity. I like it. I'm like, you hate me and you don't know me at all, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like under no illusion that everybody's gonna like what I do, and everybody's gonna think I'm like this hot girl or whatever. People aren't. Just like that goes for everybody on earth.
Do you think that possibly people are jealous of Devon interacting with some of his fans and not others? Is that you think might be it? And he's like, yes. He's promoting you, he's putting out videos of him talking to you, you know what I'm saying?
Frankly, yes, I do.
All of us really, right? He puts us all in there. All of us that are close friends of him now.
Yeah.
He puts us all in their videos. I think people might be jealous of that, right? Maybe that's one of the things why people comment and say, oh, this is cringy, because he doesn't joke around with them like that, right?
Yep, I think so. There's definitely an element of that, right? Because he is, especially for the people who leave comments like that, obviously they're trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
Right? In some way. And Devon, he doesn't generally like to engage with people who are negative. And if he thinks you're not worth it anymore, he'll just fucking ban you and move on with his life. Because why? Yep. It's your channel. If you don't want to interact with people who are just going to bring negativity into your life and just fucking spurg out, why the fuck shouldn't you be banned? Why the fuck shouldn't you?
And then people comment like, why would anybody give money? And it's like, well, you've already crossed your halfway point of what you wanted. So so people do want to donate to you. So
right, it's weird.
If just because you don't mean other people don't. Maybe you don't need this service. So, some people were saying like, oh, we don't have problems talking to women, but it's like you're not everybody. There's people out there who do have problems talking to women.
Exactly.
And one better way for them to get used to talking to a woman is by going online and talking to a woman online who is willing to, listen to your conversation and see if it works. It helps.
Yeah. And honestly, I also don't see how why people do get mad about like the whole e-begging. It's e-begging, right? It's this, it's that. It's like you can call it whatever you.
Then what's the point about GoFundMe and Indiegogo? Yeah. And shit? So why don't you protest those companies and try to have them taken down if you don't like the fact that people can donate money to other people? Like,
yeah, the bottom line is, if you were getting laid on a regular basis and had a healthy relationship in your life, you wouldn't act like this. What reason would you have? Why? I'm happy in my relationship and my girlfriend fucks me. Let me get on the internet and just talk some shit. You know what I mean? Why would you do that? You don't do that when you're occupied with relationships and positive things. You don't want to be a dick. But if you aren't, guess what? You're going to be all up in those YouTube comment sections talking shit. So that's where we are, I think. All right, let's see. I'm ready. I'm gonna screen share now. I will turn off the camera and I will turn on the screen share.
Turn on the camera.
Turn on the camera. And I will present. And I will open the Devon Tracy. I'll hide this part. All right. I feel like I should refresh this because there might be some spurgery. Can you see and everything, Alfie?
But I'm not looking right now. But don't worry about me. Go for it.
Pause. He made this so pretty. Look at this with the. I just want to show it because it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Actually, why don't I have this shit on theater mode? Look at that. Way better. Okay.
So stupid. This guy's arguing with me about the Tommy Robinson thing. Remember how I said that, well, he went to jail because he violated his suspended sentence. And then this guy wrote this whole thing about he exposes Muslim rape gangs and there's a lot of Muslims in jail, so now he's going to jail. There's a chance he won't live. These guys are so exaggerated with that shit. Then he goes into America and all this stuff, and then at the end I'm just write this little sentence like, yeah, I understand all of that, but he violated the terms of his suspended sentence and he shouldn't have. So it's his own fault regardless of anything else. Doesn't matter if he saved 10 children from a burning building. He violated his suspended sentence. He's going to jail. That's how it works. If you do that here in America, violate your probation and you're going to go to jail.
Exactly. I just want to read something Sarah Jessica Farter said. It's not begging. It's payment in exchange for a service. Begging literally means asking for money in exchange for no service. Exactly.
That's true. Good point.
Hey, Tony. What's up? All right.
What's up, Tony? What's up, Opus?
Hi, Chrissy.
And then Chrissy, my love.
Aimee and Scam. Oh, what an edgelord.
Chrissy's extra crispy today.
Poor girl. Her neck.
If she was fried chicken, she'd be extra crispy.
Her fucking neck, mate.
Yeah, it's really red.
So Aimee and Scam. What? This is a genius idea with a huge market of beta males like you, and that's called capitalism, you douche. She's here to provide a counseling service. I hope she does well, and your pathetic ass will end up using it when you get tired of masturbating to anime characters.
Whoever Clifton 100 is, man, he's awesome.
What's wrong, bitch? This girl is adorable.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Holy shit, that was funny. Good point, though.
Yeah.
The projection is strong with this green one. Amusing. That's the best reply I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, fuck these alt-right cucks. You seem like a future client. Marina.
Yeah, you seem like a future client.
You're what happens when your father molests you before he leaves the picture and your fat fuck lesbian mom has a fat fuck bull dyke move in. Oh, wow. So much anger. You are dumb. How is it a scam if she delivers what she is promising? Maybe you should think of rape ghosts, but they don't, do they?
No, they don't think about it.
That's amazing.
She hasn't even done it yet, so you don't even they could be right. Maybe you are scamming, but they don't know that, so they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like saying it before they even give you a chance to see if you fulfill your promise.
All right.
It's like going up to someone in the street and being like, "Hey, if you give me $10, I'll go run around the block and grab something for you, and bring it back to you." Okay, and then you give them $10, and then they go, "Oh, you scammed me!" before you had a chance to run around the block and grab whatever they need.
Why did you subject us to that irritating loud ebonics? Hey, girl. Hey.
Oh God.
God, it's like a drill in your ear.
So
Ebonics. What?
I was saying, so mute it if you don't like it.
Exactly. Like, don't fucking watch the shit then. Ebonics is fun and straight to the point. It's a hyper-efficient form of the English language at presenting emotion, intent, and meaning.
Hey, good job, Morgan. I like Morgan.
I do too. I know, I don't see him. Morgan, the Me Tooers are going after your namesake. Freeman. I've heard. I would love to believe that the accusations are not as true. Yeah, that sucks about the whole Morgan Freeman thing.
Yeah, he lost 2 jobs, right? He lost, I was telling you yesterday, he lost a Vancouver transit job. He was doing ads for them. And then he lost his job for Visa doing
This was not funny or entertaining. What is wrong with you? They can't all be hits. Fully disagree on both charges. I would pee on you, LOL. That was pretty funny. Aimee too. Hell yeah, Isla. Thanks. Tech. She's the cutest thing. I have the feeling this video will be demonetized in 2 seconds. Okay, let's see.
These videos are demonetized.
These are nice comments. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, there are some that is nice.
For the people who are coming in and saying positive shit, I appreciate y'all. English. You didn't present any real arguments, just claims and personal attacks. That's got to be a joke, right?
Yeah, that has to be a joke.
Oh my God. And as I write that, Joe's like, is that your argument that your tits are big? Oh my God. You obviously did not watch the whole fucking conversation.
Oh no, that's all the replies. Yeah, because it says hide replies.
Yeah.
More replies so we could see more. But he's just replying to himself.
Yeah.
Joe's like, is that your argument? Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a joke.
Honestly, that's very uninteresting to me. I'm more interested in what you have to say than in who you are. Aren't those things correlated heavily? Don't the things you say have a lot to do with the kind of person you are?
Yeah, what you have to say is what shows who you are. How would you know who you are without listening to what they have to say? You don't know who somebody is without listening to what they have to say.
Oh, look at these fucking joke. These people who are like jokes. I agree with you. Whatever.
Found some form of entertainment in this video. Wow.
I know, right? Whatever floats his boat, but there were way too many cringe moments. Maybe in my younger days, I would have found some form of entertainment in this video.
Look at Mark.
Hi, Aimee and Alf. Sub to my channel, and I will show you boys how to masturbate alone while crying effectively. That's great, Mark. She seems like a sweet girl, but she's a bit of a cringe machine. That's the charm.
That's the charm.
When she's being professional, she's not over the top bubbly. She's smart and strong. I expect great things. Yeah. Haha, a month from now, you won't even remember her name.
That's probably not true.
If she wasn't so hot, this would be unbearable. Says the anonymous icon.
Yeah.
This is degenerate behavior, and I love it. I laugh so. Aw, Paul. Hi, Paul. But Devon, what about your girlfriend? Are you ready for this one? This is 80 fucking replies long.
Hey, wow.
Totally disrespectful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I plan on this one too.
I'm about done with this fucking channel.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, that's what I say. Peace.
About done with this channel. So you're not totally done yet. You need some more hot talk to get your rocks off. No, yeah, I'm a Christian fuckwad.
What a fucking faggot.
Not like you degenerates who are contributing to societal collapse. I don't give a fuck if you are all whores. Just do it in your own fucking bedrooms and stop pushing it onto our children and the rest of society and media and the public sphere. I'm going to reply to this.
Oh my God, what a fag. My children don't need to see this. Why are your children watching YouTube? Or don't you watch
Let me think about this.
Yeah, don't you take care of what your children watch? You should be. I don't think television should watch itself. I think parents should watch children. Trying to give your fucking job away to other people.
Which is the opposite. Oops, look at me typing like a retard. Which is the opposite of degenerate. I apologize.
I'm with Ken. Yeah, that makes so much sense. He says, I'm confident he's the guy who flagged the video and got it age restricted. Why would make sense? That would make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, why are your children watching AIU? That's a great point. I mean, he curses. He says, "Oh, you know," he shows sometimes disturbing imagery, like that have to do with the story he's talking about. I don't think children should be watching it. I think that's his fault.
Welcome to democracy.
I think this is someone complaining for the sake of complaining. I don't even think all this.
Of course it is.
He's a Christian that thinks this much about, you know, that people shouldn't film these kind of things, but he watches AIU. He has half-naked girls dancing on the screen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that make any sense? And he complains about it now. Does he complain every video and be like, I don't think you should show naked girls dancing? Children might be watching.
The idea is to contribute to positive and conducive communication, which is the opposite of degenerate. I apologize that your brain is missing a humor module. Who is pushing anything on children? Do you know how the internet works? YouTube is a platform accessible to anyone. Welcome to democracy, you silly. But anyways, I hope you have a great day and get laid soon because your anger and spurgery indicate to me that you're not. Consider Aimee and chill. Bye.
Bye.
So you're still a virgin then. You only believe in sex. So all these people are going to argue with this Christian guy.
Engaged, actually, so he hasn't had sex yet. And no, we didn't fuck until we were engaged. That's still, you're still not married, so you can't fuck until when you're engaged. This guy violated his religion. Imagine the fucking horror. And I guarantee you, I won't be going around making videos of myself disrespecting my women by talking dirty with other disrespecting sluts and putting it on YouTube for hundreds of thousands of people to see. Yeah, he has no humor. He doesn't understand.
No, not at all.
People are actually flirting, you know, like.
Look at this.
These are things you actually want to do to each other.
That's disgusting. You fucked her and you haven't married her yet and you call yourself a child of God, you fucking demon. You will burn in hell in the lake of fire.
Oh my God, that's great. Good job, Lance. Good thrust.
Look at this.
I like that his name is Sir Lance Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe Devon and his longtime GF and Aimee can hook up with the Shoe and Skeptic, who literally have BDSM threesomes and live the BDSM lifestyle outside of the bedroom. Also, he puts her on a leash and in cages, and they can all have a giant orgy. This is the state of the atheist skeptic community who definitely do not need a book to tell them how to be moral.
Yeah, I mean, none of that sounds bad. I'm down with that life. We can all do that.
The sins of others should not be your sins. You fucked a girl and you're not married. You will burn in hell for all eternity. Yeah. How dare you negate scriptures this way?
Marriage in the biblical sense is when you consummate the relationship, not when the state tells you you're married. No, it's when you do it. I guess it depends on what denomination he is.
Oh my God, so they're arguing about Christianity here?
Oh God, fuck that.
If you fuck a woman out of wedlock, you have failed in your duties. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, yeah. Lance can handle that. This thread is glorious.
LMA, Sir Lance must be a literal cuck.
Treasure would obviously not mind his long-time girlfriend. Yeah, I wouldn't mind my long-time girlfriend talking dirty in a joking manner to other.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I wouldn't care. Because they're jokes.
I really want to see Devon explaining this to the missus. Please do a video on that. Do you think she doesn't have access to his videos, though? Yeah. Like, oh my Lord.
And I don't think she has to see it. I think if she did, she saw it, she'd know it was a joke. Like,
yeah, she's not retarded. We're all like, you know, fairly confident and reasonable adults here. Oh my goodness. Look, this just keeps going, but it's all about religious shit. So we'll go past yet.
Yeah. Past. Let's go past yet.
Past yet.
Past yet.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is what? Oh, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is what?
Can you be more specific, please?
Two people talking? I don't know. What the fuck is this?
I love it. I love it. Paradoxically, nothing is more unattractive than a woman who is fully aware of her own attractiveness and acts like it. So here's the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want us to act like we're not attractive if we are attractive, but then you get annoyed if we're insecure and don't feel attractive enough. So, so fuck this shit, man. What is wrong with acknowledging that you're attractive?
I don't have a problem with that. I do that all the time myself. I don't have a problem. Yeah, I think I like girls who are confident in their attractiveness. It's a good trait.
Wait. So you prefer a woman to feel insecure about her looks if she is attractive?
Yeah. Sounds. I don't. This is what I say about people not thinking before they post.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thought about that very much. He's just basically saying he wants like a submissive woman, basically.
Yeah.
Even when they're attractive, ugly doesn't matter. He just wants them to be submissive.
So you prefer a woman to feel insecure about her looks if she is attractive? Acknowledging the truth is a good thing.
Yeah. Why lie to yourself and others? You know you're attractive. Why pretend like you don't know you're attractive? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you know you're attractive, is he saying you have to then, therefore, if you want to be attractive, is to pretend that you're not attractive?
What's unattractive where you pretend? So is your inability to see a fucking joke. I shouldn't say gross. What's unattractive is your inability to see what is clearly a joke. Yikes. Coming on a spoon, then catapulting the cum. Sun Tzu would be proud. Now we know where Anna Kasparian lost her nose. I know my Indian nose. Triggered as fuck right now. That's Dan. Oh shit. Look at you guys having some gay sex.
I hope that Christian guy comes in on and says, see, this is what the atheist community leads to. Two men sexually talking to each other.
How does a man get to a point in his life where he needs a service like this? If you are paying for this, my dudes, you're already lost. Devon, would you have genuinely paid for this service at any point in your life? I doubt it. I think this is just his sense of humor. He'd never pay for this, and neither would I. Aimee is doing a public service. Apparently, you haven't been on the internet long enough.
Yeah. I think some of these people think that Devon's saying all his fans should use this service. Like, do you feel like Devon's telling you you're weak or something and you need to?
I have no idea.
It's for people who need the service. Hashtag not all. Like, what the fuck?
I think most men on the right are with women, just saying. What does that have to do with anything I just said?
I have no idea.
I would agree. So men on the right typically aren't beta male pussies? Okay. Who's claiming they're beta male pussies? You can be with women and still be dumb. Yes, Devon, because we've never had sexual conversations with girls. Don't be so assumptive, you twat. We don't need to see your personal conversations with an attention. He thinks it's
for him. Like, he thinks this video was for him.
I know, right?
I found your first client. I'm Thought Patrol.
How to, like, no, I don't even want to respond, but I just want to so bad.
But it's so, yeah, wow, it's so crazy for this like response. It doesn't even make sense. Like he put up a video of you and him joking around, and it's funny, you know, and he's just showing how you interact with people. Say that you're a lighthearted person, you can interact with people, have fun.
I know, right?
And this guy took it as Devon telling him personally and all of his fans personally that they've never had good sexual conversations with girls. What? That's projection for sure.
You call a girl you don't know a whore? Sexual conversation, right? Personal conversation, LOL. You call a girl you don't know a whore? Sexual conversations are all you'll be having. If that. If that. I just want to be a bitch. Clearly, you're not getting laid. If you need some help, come to Aimee and chill. You could learn a few things about how to interact with people you don't know. Anonymous icon.
Yeah, this Offerman Motors Dirt Biking said, you have to realize that a lot of these people have not left their house in years.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Well, I talk to girls all the time. I go out and I talk to girls, okay? I order coffee from them.
Oh my God, she's cute, but this was cringe. Thought Devon had a girl. Oh my God, not after this. She'll be fucking someone who doesn't look like a low T cuck. Wow. Oh not too deep in your comments hides the sad truth of your life. And what could that be?
Yeah.
It appears I'm like shilling hard. It appears you have a hard time understanding absurdity and humor. You should check out Aimee and Chill.
Yeah. Aimee and Chill. Why don't you call to Aimee and Chill, man? I think I need it.
You could use some pointers. Bye.
You know how to talk to women, man. She is cute, but this was cringe. That's basically like, yeah, that's why you don't get laid, buddy.
The wrench. Tommy Robinson. Is that a mountain growing out of her face above her mouth? Oh, nose joke.
Burn. That wasn't bad. I'm gonna have to give it to him. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I am Indian. Of course, I have an Indian nose.
It's Mount Maharaja. What is that one fucking called? I forget. Something with a B. I forget.
I'm Indian. Wait. You got to be a good sport about this shit. I am Indian. Yeah. You silly. Of course I have an Indian nose.
Of course I have a mountain nose.
What do you expect? Devon has a severe case of curry fever.
That textual tension was palpable. I like that. That's good.
Gay. I'm gonna like that. Weird, well produced, animations on point, good music. Haha, I love it.
Yep.
Least entertaining video on this channel. Why? Because you can't get laid? This shit is boring. If you like hearing grown men flirt and banter with women, more power to you. Personally, it makes me cringe.
That sounds like a personal problem, for sure. He's got personal problems with that. I could see maybe not being entertained by it, but be cringed by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you don't find that entertaining. That's cool. But if you find it cringy, that's something weird with you, that you find people flirting cringy, you know?
But that wasn't flirting, though, Alfie.
But it wasn't even flirting. Yeah, I know. But that's the way he's taking it, I'm saying.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, if you like hearing grown men flirt and banter with women.
How could you possibly think that this was flirting? Are you okay in the head? Seriously, consider Aimee and chill. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
She better be careful. There's a lot of nuts out there.
Yeah.
You make a great point. That's why I am charging money for my time. I just jizzed into my belly button. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. This is what got me.
The thanks, buddy, is what got me.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Eating ass is a great pastime. Cheers, mate. Quick, Devon, those thumbs downs are stacking up. Change who you are and what you enjoy before more people disapprove. Straight up, nigga. I predicted that a woman being featured would trigger the spurgy, sexist, sexual failures out there. I'll be banning anyone who says something non-positive on this video. Stream coming.
Ban me if you must. I didn't really like the video. I guess I'm going to tongue punch a lady's asshole. I'd keep it between us. I'm an old fuck, though. Maybe in my younger days. I'm almost 40. Devon's past 40. I mean, it's joking, dude. Oh, God.
Oh my God, I believe that's called an ad hom, Devon. Instead of banning us, why not address our arguments for disliking? It's not an argument!
Oh my God. It's one of these. It's a debate me, bro. Not only is he super Christian, but he's a debate me, bro.
Listen to this. Why not address our arguments for disliking a video of you and Aimee being whores together? We have some pretty decent ones.
You have no good ones.
I know. It's not just because she's a girl. It's because you and she are being sluts. While you have a girlfriend and while you're putting it all out there online in the public sphere. We're all freaking sick of degeneracy. It's a major contributor of societal decay. You, sir, need some Aimee and chill. Definitely some chill.
Slats. Yeah, Mark. Slats. We need Red Guy to say slucks. We need Red Guy to say one word and needs to record himself saying sluck for us.
You don't have to ban me. I unsubscribed.
Peace.
You're a national hero. Actually, I'm not even going to respond to that one. No.
Nah.
No.
That's not what's out. If you did, I would just say, "Oh no, you should. You should put bye."
Yeah, bye. Actually, yeah, that's a good one. Bye.
I say ban him anyway, Devon.
I mean, it feels a little bit like walking in on your parents banging and then lingering in the doorway for a minute. But I'm not going to thumbs down it. All right, nigga, do whatever you want and shit.
Oh, this one's great. I read this. I was laughing so hard. Read more. There's so much more to that.
Before anyone says anything retarded as a reply to this, I've been a fan of Devon since the end of 2014, early 2015. I think she can be very funny and cute and all that as well. But
of course,
why would anyone give money to this girl? Her flirting is subpar, like we just witnessed. And plus, internet flirting with people you've never sat next to or stared into their eyes while not looking through a screen is a different ballgame than real life. So maybe she's better at internet flirting, but why would this be an idea for a channel when so many that are probably much better exist already? I'm not even saying she's bad at flirting or dating, but just why? Is her expertise on the topic of flirting so fucking great that people would pay her money for it? Doesn't every single halfway decent looking, like not even hot, but not ugly, women think this exact same thing? That they have great experience and expertise in love and relationships? Yes, they all do. I don't see her thought process being any different than the millions of other halfway decent women who want to do or have already done what she wants to do. Obviously, you don't understand what the hell is happening here.
Rookie has a good reply.
You can't show me because there are none. Why would anyone give her money? This was explained quite well in the video.
Yeah. I think they missed the point. He thinks it's just about flirting. I think it's more about people getting comfortable with talking to women and having conversations with women. Because people do not know how to converse with women. There's so many people on the internet that have very bad issues talking to women.
Check out Aimee and chill, and I can help you with that. It will be super pleasant, and you would probably learn a lot.
Like in Cam put Aimee just put LOL. It's like when you get one of those really long angry texts from a family member partner, I always just reply LOL.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm trying to chill right now.
No, yeah, explain it to him because he's got it all wrong. I mean, look at him. He kind of looks like he would need your service.
Check out Aimee and chill, and I can help you with that. It will be super pleasant, and you would probably learn a lot. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Bye. Oh, bye. Oh, bye.
Bye.
It's kind of funny. I like it.
Yeah. Fijindian.
Okay. I think this is a cool idea. Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Larky, it is a good idea. There's no videos? Not yet.
Not yet. I'm not sure if I want to bang her or bang her. You can come too, but no homo.
This guy knows.
Is it gay if the balls touch by mistake?
This guy don't need Aimee and chill. This guy knows how to talk.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But come on and flirt with Aimee. Pay Aimee to flirt with her, and you two can show people how to flirt together.
The stupidity in these comments is hilarious. These are two friends having a lighthearted yes. Exactly.
A lighthearted yes?
Ah, so refreshing to see
Sean
someone.
Totally gets this. How do you losers not get that? Yeah, Sean, you, sir, are a normal human being.
That was hilarious. This was genius and Randy.
What happened to MTV Decoded? What a random.
And it didn't even cost $2.99 a minute. You could have reached your $5,000 goal with this conversation alone, Aimee.
Mike is awesome.
There are a lot of freaks out there who would dig that.
How much does it cost to flirt with Alf? Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. You couldn't afford me, bro.
Vaginal pigeon beating under the statue of Nelson in Trafalgar Square is a long-standing English tradition. Oh, God. She's pretending to laugh. She's telling you anytime you want it. What? Please improve your English skills.
She's telling you anytime you want it. Oh, God. It's like, it's not that his English is wrong. It's more like he's talking out of context. Like he knows what he's saying in his mind, but he's just giving you the responses. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's shit missing. She's telling you want it. I'm guessing he's saying like sex, you know?
Oh, I see.
Anytime you want it, you can have it. But he's like cutting that part out. So that's why it's like out of context. You had to like really read between the lines. Like that. It's like she's pretending she's laughing, like telling you she wants it, you know? I get what he's saying, but it's like, I don't know, he's saying it in an asshole kind of way for some reason. That would be a good thing, right? Like that's you showing body language of what the girl would be doing.
I don't pretend to laugh, fag.
Body language is another very important thing to like talk about and stuff like that.
Exactly, you can tell.
Yeah.
Is this Devon just trying to reduce his credibility so he doesn't need to be responsible for everything he says? What?
Helping friends is reducing your credibility?
Do you even understand what you're saying?
Yeah, seriously, that doesn't even make any sense. Don't help your friends, guys. That reduces your credibility.
She reminds me of the Obama girl, but for Devon. Who's the Obama girl?
I don't know.
Oh, I haven't laughed this much in a while. You two need each other. I don't know. I'm going to guess that Devon's girlfriend doesn't watch his videos or is aware that he's basically sexting 19-year-olds and then bragging about it.
What?
Who is 19?
Who's 19? What?
Who is bragging?
Who's bragging?
Jesus.
Wow, people don't get this shit at all.
Right? Yes. It's because we don't have enough raunch and sexual degeneracy in the public sphere these days. This is why I dislike leftists. Can't we just leave the sex crap behind closed doors? Our society is literally falling. Leave. You are literally misusing the term literally.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Falling. It's literally falling. Holy shit, listen to this guy. Hang in there, bro. Virgin. He's not a virgin because he's engaged now. Oh.
Yes, because more little faggots with white emo drawing avatars that get their feelings hurts when listening to two persons saying stupid sexual jokes is what?
I feel like telling this guy that I would fuck if his fiance met me, she would totally fucking get fucked. Like she would want it so bad. I would steal your fiance, dude.
Straight up, bitch. Trying out a little jungle fever there.
And I'd go steal your fiance right now.
Put her on Jesse Lee Peterson's show. Remember, kids, not all Asians are on the high end of the IQ bell curve. Some of them are babbling idiots.
Oh my God. So he took you guys joking around as your serious intelligence, I guess.
Yeah.
What a retard. And he's an apex predator. That's hilarious.
Yeah, apparently. I've pissed on my exes so many times they're pickled. I want Steve Shive's perspective on this video. There's Sir Lance Goodthrust again.
Yeah, I like that guy, man. That guy's funny as shit.
Mr. Angry. If I was a rich man, I would give a whole herd of goats to Aimee's father and marry her.
That's hilarious. Great. A man of true tradition is hard to come by these days. That's hilarious.
Oh, so true.
Yeah. Trad life.
I am honored.
Oh, not with you. Oh.
Motherfucker, I'm Canadian, okay?
Yeah, that's why it's telling you it's a misspelling. You saw that?
Boring, yeah, I know.
It's telling you
boring. Boring. Let's see, what's that chat up to? Hey, chat, what's going on, yo? Oh, God, what's up?
Durin.
Hey, Durin.
Master Minotaur.
Tice, and Mark, and Master Minotaur. Hey, what's up? Apollo, who these people?
Apollo.
Hi, Esau. What's up, Esau?
Cool. Got some new people. That's good.
Yeah. Hi, Paul. Paul.
Paul asked how much it would cost to flirt with me, and I was told him he couldn't afford me.
Isn't it $250 per
No,
conversation?
that's for debate.
Oh, that's debate. I thought your rates went up to $350.
That was just that was just for Ask Yourself himself. It's just
yeah. This is pretty cringe. Sorry.
Hello, mate.
I'm gonna open that top a little wider, attention seeker. Are you afraid of boobs?
Tice is free. He got muscles.
I happen to like mine.
He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I am not afraid of cleavage. I'm not even too bothered.
Open that top a little.
Admitting I like attention. So what?
So what? Yeah. The whole reason people are on YouTube now. Why would you be on YouTube if you didn't want any kind of attention? That doesn't make any sense.
So what if I'm an attention seeker?
What's up, Chris? Wicka, Chris.
Why do you care?
Yeah, who cares?
The gun-hating Rue went full SJW.
How is this what? How is that SJW?
I don't know. Free thought online, in other words. No, not free. Did you listen?
Yeah, no, not free. Did you listen? Yeah. It's a paid service. She's a prostitute, damn it. Get it right.
Yeah, I'm gonna like it anyways. Yeah, right? So your girl cool with this? Oh my god.
Why not? Why wouldn't you be?
Well, I prefer light-skinned girls. The ones that has too much color tend to have purple labia. What? Purple?
Purple.
Who the fuck you fucking dog?
Jake said I've never seen a purple labia.
Maybe those, really black people, when they're really black, they look purple.
Be, but I mean, you're saying light-skinned girls, like you're on the lighter spectrum.
This is why AUI is the best.
AUI is some unstoppable is. You guys like literally broadcast.
You literally comment anything.
I would have just put yes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I do. Sometimes we broadcast as just us talking, like we're doing on Discord. That's what Devon's come on and said many times. It's like this is like talking on Discord, but you guys are broadcasting. Like,
I think it's really funny, right? Because a lot of these people weren't in the stream, and Devon was the one who was like, "Hey, Amy, read our sex conversation." That's why I read it, right? And they're like, "Can't believe she shared the DMs." Your girlfriend hopefully gets the jokes of the exchange.
Yeah. Well, he got it was a joke though.
Yeah.
Right above that, he commented twice.
I was a bit scaroused and confused at first. Then when you said, and then you'll be like, "Did you have a banana smoothie this morning?" That cracked me up. Great example of how some people need to work on talking to chicks. I get the video, bruh. Even if other people are butthurt, I see what you did there.
Yeah, see? That's an intelligent guy. That's a guy who knows how conversations go.
Yay! Glad to see you in this sea of commentary spurgery. Hi! Wow. I guess it is a new concept. Problem I see is some people get off put by raunchy women. So this service wouldn't help you learn how to talk to a lady. But for fantasy talk or just for the laughs, it's good. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be all like that. I mean, it's probably a good idea to ask the people you're talking to what kind of women they like, and then you can be that type of woman in the conversation.
I guess you really like asses. Not enough cleavage. Sorry, Amy. I apologize.
Next time there will be more.
Next time I'll just take my tits right out.
Yeah, you should do all of them naked, but you know the camera's only from your cleavage up, so yeah, there's no boobs.
Wait, I had already apologized.
Yeah, true. Soylent Green is purple.
Wow, what a genius service, lol. Before y'all mentioned, I was about to say, now all you incels and the like, don't go trying this kind of flirting at home right off the bat. This is big league shit.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of this was just nasty comedy.
You could actually take some good notes down. So yeah, Aimee and Chill to find out what they are. Good job. That's a good comment.
I love Aimee. I would let her steamroll. Oh my god, what the fuck just happened? No.
Oh, you clicked on the
motherfucker. Fuck, that sucks, man.
We need to buy Aimee some nipple tassels for Aimee and Chill.
Is that Chrissy who said that?
No, it's Sean. We need to get you some pasties.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, purple ones. Purple. All right, let's see. God damn it, I really fucked that up. I think I'm close.
But no, you still got more to go.
My computer's hellish, though. You can see it's like having hiccups and shit.
It's okay. Nobody's in a hurry, right, guys? You guys are having a good time.
Yeah, we're chilling.
We're chatting.
You're chatting, we're chatting. We're all fucking chatting, aren't we?
We're going to try to make an 18 video tomorrow, guys. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, here, I'm close. That was fun.
It'll be on my channel, but everybody else in the 18 will probably mirror it or are free to.
Oh, that is not what I want.
I'm out here.
Love you too.
Oh, that's Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris. Yeah.
Call sign Chris.
I'm out here all alone, Devon. Hi. Need some Aimee and Chill time?
Oh, SD, you just made the biggest mistake for people who want to get a wrench. You're not supposed to ask for a wrench.
Who asked for a wrench?
SD? I don't even know who that is.
Why would I give you a wrench? I don't know who the fuck you are. But hey, welcome to the channel.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck with you? Hi, welcome to the channel.
Badass B can have a wrench though.
Yeah, you don't get a wrench for asking for a wrench. That doesn't happen.
There you go, man. Mr. Minotaur. Attitude equals altitude. That is right. Report. Hello. What's up? All right. I need to minimize this. All right. Is it weird that nothing you guys wrote bothered me because of that mesmerizing music?
Shit there.
Thought. No, Thought Patrol.
So you put Toy Patrol.
Oops, thank you. I'm glad you're watching.
No, Toy Patrol. I guess that kind of works too because you're patrolling the Toy Boy.
You dumb hoe, get it right.
Maggie.
I'd rather not know. The mystery is better.
All right.
Okay, cool.
There's for the throwback.
Really? I guess I don't have to worry about the future anymore at all. Like, goo.
Oh my god. Goo.
Yeah, this is for sure. I agree. I already asked Devon to do a live stream with me, so we're going to do one together.
Cool.
Tice, if only there was some sort of podcast coming soon. Hey, if this really gets going, I would love to help Aimee by signing on as a practice girl. It's going to be like $40 an hour, though, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm getting responses.
I would love to help by signing on as a practice girl. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
But what does she mean by practice girl?
Like somebody for people to talk to as well, like not just you. Maybe you want to, or maybe somebody, like maybe they can talk to her and you can coach the person, not every time, but I'm saying to do it like once or twice. That might be a cool thing, like a guest thing. Yeah, that might be cool. That way, it's not always talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you think
Yeah.
it would be better to have someone else, have them
So
with someone else, and you
basically,
can help them along.
I'm gonna have like an internet brothel of girls kind of thing.
Shit. You never know. This could get big, and then you do have to hire other people to do it for you because you're not going to be able to do every single one. Too much work. You never know.
Someone just responded, why do you have so little respect for yourself? Positive and conducive communication are not the words for what I just witnessed. Yeah, because what you witnessed was not an example of what Aimee and Chill is going to be, you fucking idiot. People are really dumb.
Who else got off? Good. Is there a champagne room option?
There's Mikey again.
Yeah, the blue pigeon at the end, though. Yeah, I know. You need to get your t-shirt storefront back up. Yeah, we need a new t-shirt.
You have das girlfriend, yeah? Should I pay to go on an internet date where instead of possible nookie, I get criticism instead? Nah, LMAO. I might. I'll buy another AIU t-shirt.
I guess, again, this guy doesn't understand that this possibly might not be for him. It's for a certain demographic. People who have trouble talking to women. This guy probably doesn't have problems. Yeah, he doesn't have problems with women, but he thinks that this is for him.
Feeling lonely? Check out Stefan Molyneux and Lauren Southern. They will visit your town. That's funny. I like that one.
Steve Chives.
So was that your practice session?
No.
I'm gonna do that. No.
Yeah, Mark knows. Just teach them the dentist system instead.
Yeah. Yes.
Mark knows. We just watched that episode, Mark. We just watched it. What was that? Yesterday?
Look at this. Dude, you are way in there. She would blow you in a heartbeat. Straight up, yo.
Straight up, yeah. Straight up, Dika Mafukin.
I'm amazed at the amount of people who are bothered by this. Yeah, this was hilarious. I would love to meet a chick like this that you can say anything to and she sees it for what it is. She doesn't take herself too seriously, nor you. Some of y'all really need help. Yeah,
yes.
Like that.
Yes, Brandon. Oh, look at this. Need help but not wanting to pay some fun on the net. Yes, they do need help. If you're paying her, if you have medical insurance, it'll be cheaper. What? The first of many fake kiss asses. Here we go. Dumb statement. What? No wonder his name is Stinky Box. I'm sure he gets a lot of women with that fucking handle. Stinky Box 1. yeah, basically.
I got turned on.
Good job.
I don't know. Seems like one of those he said, she said videos. What the fuck? I enjoyed you video. However, it appears that Aimee's either removed or hidden all of her videos.
Oh, no, it's not up yet.
There are no videos on the, Aimee and Chill. Oops, I can't fucking type.
It's a forthcoming project. Thought. The favorite word of every bitter internet virgin. Yeah, basically.
There are no videos on the Aimee and Chill channel yet. I am awaiting people brave enough to approach me as something. To approach me. Oh, I am awaiting people brave enough to approach me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry. Devon, how can I reach you on Skype? That's really scary. I have been obsessed with Indian girls lately. This is not helping. I'm not even going to say anything to that.
I've been obsessed with Indian girls lately.
That's cool, man. Do your thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Wow, that's actually a really good business move. I hope.
Yeah, good. He gets it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Somebody said, yeah, but how much does she Patreon a month? Enough, all right,
$5.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. over here. It is way too early for this.
This is a fantastic idea. There are far too many guys out there crippled with social anxiety. I've been there myself. It's hell.
There you go. That's somebody's fantastic idea.
I love this video. Oh, yeah, I know. We're reading through the comments together now, Alfie.
Yeah. Funny enough.
What the hell is this? Doesn't Homeboy have a girlfriend?
Oh, Ty said, I wonder if some of these people thought about what they typed before they posted their shit. Yeah, some people don't think before they type. I don't think they got it at all. Some of these people, it's like, wow, degenerates. People who try to bash Aimee for the sake of it are usually little kids that try to be edgy or sexually frustrated adults. Yeah, most likely. Or ultra Christians. But I think that all leads to the same thing. Ultra Christians tend to be sexually frustrated adults.
So how long does this put you in the doghouse with your girlfriends? I have a hunch. A PP tape will leak soon. What?
Everyone's only promoting cam girls now? Oh, God.
Unfortunately, not all flying monkeys are as cool as Aimee. Aww. Thank you.
Sweet. I bet he's talking about Chris. Chris probably timed him out one time. And I might just add, how old is she? Please
tell me she has a kid by now. She looks 25 to 30 at least.
Why does she need to have a kid by now?
Good guess. No kids, though.
Oh, this is one of those trad life kids. You're 25 to 30 and you don't have a kid. Like, who cares? Some people don't have kids.
Yeah, not everyone needs to have kids. Yikes. What are you, like fucking 14, you little faggot?
Yeah, he looks like a 14 little autist.
Wish I'll roll you. Look at your fucking sideways, diagonal ass neck and shit.
I'm a starving autist.
Skeptique. I'm glad that pigeon isn't black, because that would be weird.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
Racist, mate.
I kind of like, this guy left an asshole comment before. I love the atheist, but I kind of like his comment here where it says atheism is undo her toppable.
I like females, so I will watch it. I need a shower. I'm going to be like, yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, nigga. Take a shower. Meh.
Shad said that's easy for two browns to say. We need to save the white race.
All right, so let's take a look at this.
All right.
While you're doing this.
Here. These shitty responses.
All right, let's see. Oh, so this is to that purple pussy comment. Just that tan girls like yourself do have purple-ish vajayjays.
Latina girls don't have purple. What is he talking about?
What are you talking about? Oh, is this gonna work? What happened here?
Well, I guess we have different Latinas here to the Latinas he has probably, because he's probably talking about those really, really dark Mexicans. But not all Mexicans are really dark.
I've never seen a purple vagina. Yeah. Mine is also not purple.
Purple? What the fuck? And I'm Hispanic. I've done tons of Hispanic chicks. He's saying Latinas pretty much, right? Light-skinned Latinas, to be precise. No, he's saying light-skinned Latinas don't. But honestly, in my opinion, your opinion is useless. Not really funny. Admittedly, I'm an old geezer, but I'd be surprised if this would appeal to anyone whose role models aren't Beavis and Butthead. Okay. I mean, he's like referencing Beavis and Butthead, so he's probably as old as I am. I find it funny. Probably around Devon's age as well. We're in the same age, and Devon found it funny. So.
Not everyone shares.
Yeah, not everyone shares the same humor.
I don't like that.
Whoa.
I don't even know what to say here. I'm just gonna say.
Hardcore Gentleman said, bashing girls on the internet in today's age is their version of LARPing.
That's true, right? That's funny.
Thunderbolt.
It's more about class and humility rather than insecurity. I see what he's saying. I guess he could improve on his word choice slightly.
What if an Indian dot culturally appropriates an Indian feather? Fucking Paul.
Matches the purple helmet. Hey, hardcore gentleman, what's up, man? How's it going? Is your pussy purple?
Apple.
Preggy Prince replied Amy Schumer on. Ew, I hate him. I don't look like Amy Schumer, darling.
Hailing.
I think that's about it. There's no more.
There's no more. Wow. We've done it. But yeah, I think we see how people really don't get the concept. First, they don't get the concept of what it is, even though it's explained clearly. And secondly, I understand why they don't get what the concept of it is, because they have no concept of what having a conversation with women is. They don't get it.
Stop.
You're a whore. Oh, well, it's like calling girls whores. So that's kind of part of the problem. You probably shouldn't call girls whores.
But you know what, though? Guys generally feel very uncomfortable with a girl being sexually comfortable. Like, that is like a... Oh, wait, I need to take out the box. It's like, it makes them think that she's a whore. Like, that's just the immediate thing to associate a girl who's, like, sexually comfortable in her sexuality. You know, I'm not afraid of dick jokes and all these other kinds of jokes. And you know what I mean? Like, I hang out with guys most of the time because I don't like to, I'm not going to fake shit, you know? I just want to be real. And that's how it's going to go. And you're going to be blocked. You fucking cunt. Nobody wants you here. Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, so many
people are going to need that, and they don't. But that's going to be another issue, is that a lot of people would probably benefit from your service, but they wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like they don't know they would benefit from it because they don't think they have a problem. You know?
Exactly. And that's
a problem talking to girls. I order my coffee every day.
And, you know, they're just standing in their own way of actually being able to communicate, because I don't think people who actually communicate properly need to act like this anywhere, never mind online, right? And if you had the balls, your picture and your name would be to the things that you're saying online. And I have an edge there. Like, my face is out there, my name is out there, people know who I am. And I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah, Rogue said, I order pizza. I open the door. She talks to the pizza girl. It's a training partner to getting laid. Yeah. Or not even, it doesn't have to be to getting laid. It's just a training partner for you to be able to go out and talk to girls and interact with people. And
exactly.
Social interactions with girls, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
eventually, I guess the goal would be to get laid or to have a girlfriend or whatever. But, yeah, that's what it is. Learning. You can't get to that without getting through the first step, which is interacting with women, right? And for some reason these days there's a shit ton of people who have issues interacting with women. They just haven't done it enough.
But I think that it's just communication in general that people are very bad at. You know what I mean? Like, you could be a guy and you could have all the money in the world and all the nice shit and all the things that would attract a female to you. But the point isn't to just get the attraction, right? The point is to be able to maintain and keep that alive long term. And that the communication aspect is important for every aspect of every long-term situation, because things change, people change, and we need to be able to communicate those things. And the shittier you are at that, the more difficult the time you're going to have building real connections with people, which actually enrich your life a lot more than any of the material shit does. Right? I mean, I'm just, I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got. Yeah, it's weird. He didn't last long. I was reading the comment section.
Right, like I could sit here with you and we can just talk and chill and like it's just so easy for us, and we've been friends for almost a year now, and like I can't see why we wouldn't be friends because I can just talk to you and I feel comfortable about that. And even if it's something weird that comes up, you know, I can still talk to you because we've built that comfort over time and all this stuff is here. And
we could joke about stuff like gross.
I can joke with you and you're not going to get offended right off the bat, or, you know, like you're not going to take yourself so seriously to a point where if someone does tell you that there's a flaw that they see in you or something, you're just going to flip out and leave. You know what I mean? Like that's not going to happen. So
people don't get, that's a concept too, because that people don't get either, is the joking around thing. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand, like there's a finesse to it, you know? There's and people think they could just come out and be straight up mean to somebody they just met and think that's, you know, oh, that's joking, but it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain finesse to it, and there's a certain way you do it where people can tell it's a joke, and then you're not just sounding like an angry asshole, you know?
Yeah, and you have to, if you want to be able to make jokes with people where they let it go, you know what I mean, kind of thing, in a friendly environment, you do have to build a rapport with people. That's another thing that people suck at, is building that rapport, because they're so caught up in like making sure people don't see that they're wearing a mask. They have to keep doing whatever they can do to make people believe that that mask is actually who they are, and it's not. Over time, that mask crumbles. People learn who you are based on the same repetitive behaviors that you know, display over and over again. So it's that easy. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm looking at you.
I really need to go to the washroom, actually.
I should just, Devon should just have me in the corner of all his videos doing this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. We're gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. We'll give it to
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Dun, 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 dun. Where are my dogs? They're all sleeping. They're all passed the fuck out. One's passed out on the couch. One's on the floor. I don't know where the other one is. The other one's probably in my bedroom. Sleeping.
Can you hold the fort for me? I just need to have a tinkle.
Yeah, go ahead. Right. Yeah, I'll chat with the texts. Chat.
I'll be right back.
I've been in another video soon. Yeah, maybe. It's brown. A lot of people are colorblind. What are you guys talking about, huh? Oh, the fluffy roux. Lance from Australia sent me this. He sent me a couple other things. I'm gonna make a video soon. I'll show off the stuff he sent me, and then I'm gonna try Vegemite for the first time. So I might do that tomorrow. So if you guys are around tomorrow and want to watch me try Vegemite for the first time, an American boy trying out Vegemite, do that. Let's see. Can I do the intro? Shaka. Notice me, Alf. What's up, Rogue? Rogie. Fellow April baby. Grant, what's up, dude? Check out Alf's man beard. Yeah, it's because I'm a man. Thinking about doing Mexican judo. Is there a such thing as Mexican judo? Didn't we hear that the other day? Mexican judo? Something like that. Yeah, I think maybe there is a Mexican judo. I was like, Mexicans have judos? What? Oh, it's a joke. Oh, that's the same joke. Okay. You don't know if I'm gonna stab you. You don't know if I'm gonna shoot you. You know what's funny, Tice, is that like, because in my area we didn't grow up with Mexicans here. We grew up with other kinds of Hispanics, so we have that same joke, but with Puerto Ricans. So we call it Puerto Rican judo. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, I guess maybe on the West Coast people would say that same joke, but with Mexican, because they have more Mexicans. What's up, Blake? Is it possible to overcharge your phone? What's up?
Hi, I feel much better. I feel comfortable and relieved now.
It was funny because Tice told the joke, right? He said Mexican judo. He says I'm practicing Mexican judo, and that's you don't know if I'm going to stab you. You don't know if I'm going to shoot you. But here in the East Coast, because we don't have many Mexicans, that we have that same joke, but it's Puerto Rican judo. And I was saying it's kind of interesting, right? I gotta use a different one. So Puerto Ricans are to Mexicans what Mexicans are to Americans. No, I think Puerto Ricans are to Americans what Mexicans are to Americans. It works the same, right?
I want to go to the gym in like the next hour, but you know what I was thinking? Do you think we can squeeze in some It's Always Sunny, maybe?
Oh, we're gonna have to have some It's Always Sunny, of course.
You know what's so bad about that show is that like once you start,
you don't want to stop.
No, it's such a funny show.
They're quick. They're quick. They have a great pacing of laughter. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not constantly laughing the whole time. It's always a perfect timing every time you're gonna laugh. You know?
Yeah. And they up the ante so much in that show too. Like you think that it can't get any worse, like the shit that they're doing, and then some shit happens and you're like, oh my God, I don't even understand how they're doing this still. That episode where they found the baby in the trash and shit. Like,
the trash. Oh God, the dumpster baby.
We need.
Wait till you get to Charlie McDennis. That's my other favorite episode. I think it might be coming soon.
Yeah, I like the Dennis method.
The real question is, who modded me? Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
One person who can.
Dude, the Mark said, wait till they see a psychologist. It's just so funny seeing them like talk to lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
The way they talk to lawyers is so funny. They're like, remember when he was reading Dee's mom's will or whatever to them, and he's like, you don't need to get mad at me. I'm just reading the will. And they just kept screaming at him and getting mad at him.
Well, like, you tell her somehow.
Oh, you tell her.
No, I won't be telling her anything. She's dead.
That was the same one that where Charlie was like, I challenge you to a duel. And then the lawyer's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll meet at high noon. And he's like, he got all like flustered because he didn't.
He thought he was gonna decline the duel. He was like, yeah, that lawyer always stops them. Like they can't. He always fucks them over in the end. He stole the mitten kittens, right? He gets all the profits.
Oh yeah, mitten kittens. Oh,
that guy's good, man. Well, he went to Harvard for law, and you know the gang are a bunch of retards, so they're gonna get beat by him. The only time they win is when they deal with other retards.
Yeah.
Mother retards.
So what do you want to do now? Do you want to look at some other stuff?
Sure.
What should we look at? What should we look at?
Let me see if I got something.
Yeah, why don't you do something? Wasn't there like a really silly article you had about something around there?
I was just dinking.
I'm gonna present you.
No.
You are presentos. More comments. We might do an article or something. We'll let Alfie pick. Alfie do whatever he wants.
I'm just seeing if I have anything. I don't even know if I do. Nah, I don't have none. Everybody's looking at my face.
Yeah, it's a good face.
Shall bathe in the magical glow of my flesh. What about? See if I saved anything on my desktop. Sometimes I do that for these purposes. I did save a picture of the Guardians saying we're all racist, but racism by white people matters more. I guess that's an answer to people saying other people are being racist towards white people. And it's like, yeah, we're racist, but it doesn't matter because white people being racist matters more.
It seems like that's the only kind of racism that matters.
Yeah, pretty funny.
It's kind of stupid. Your camera. What is your camera sitting on? It looks like your head is floating.
That's just because I was leaning back on my chair.
Let's see what the chat's up to. Yo, chat, how's it going? How's your day? Mark, Rogue, Tice, Paul, how's everybody?
How's everybody doing tonight?
You guys doing all right, y'all? Sean, is your account name in capital letters because you're trying to intimidate us? There are more mods in here than normies. Yep. Yeah, the only reason I've given a lot of people that I know mod, well, for obvious reasons, obviously, but also like it times you out if you type too much, right? What's the point of the chat function if it times you out? I understand they want to stop spam and shit, but I understand they want to stop spam. But you know, curb stomp. I don't know who that is. You said Aimee is unstoppable. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and support. It's nice, man. Everybody is most people I find are super negative and they just want to project that outward, and it's kind of an unfortunate state of things. I mean, there's fucking around being a dick and, being negative, because I do that too, right? Like, it's fun to do that.
But when we do that for laughs.
Exactly.
And it's usually something funny we're saying. It's not like we're actually getting super angry and
Yeah, exactly.
Being like, you're an asshole, blah 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 blah. Like we're either gonna make a point about something or say something really ridiculously funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Or ridiculous, so it's funny. Yeah, absurdity. The point.
Oh my god, the people upstairs are making so much noise right now.
Why?
At least their grandson isn't over, because then it would be way worse.
Well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You guys, for some odd reason, don't have a holiday today. So.
Did my constant thirst for a solid brown pound blow my cover? Purple. People are so colorblind today. It's not purple the same way red cabbage and red lettuce isn't actually red. Is he talking about the pussy comment? Oh, look at this. I'm going to put this in here.
Oh my god, this doggy.
Hey, you know what we could do? I could just throw the hangout in the chat. And let's do that. All right. All right, guys. We are going to throw the link in the live stream chat. If you feel like coming in and hanging out, you are welcome to do so. And there it is.
Time for some Spurg out.
There it is.
Come on, Spurgs. Come battle us.
Link out.
Everybody in the chat is our friends. So most of them.
Yeah, everybody's pretty chill. Come on in, motherfuckers.
You got a problem with us? You come tell us to our virtual faces.
Yeah, exactly. You want to fight and shit?
Better now. Oh, well, I'm happy your dog's doing better. You're not talking about your penis, right? You mean like an actual dog?
I'm going to keep spamming this until you assholes come in. Come in here.
Oh, they'll come in. It takes a second. They're not going to come in right away.
I'm impatient.
Yeah, you are. They probably just hearing you talk about coming in right now because lag.
Oh yeah, 10 seconds.
Can I yell at Aimee's boobs and stuff? Sure. You have to yell into the cleavage so it echoes back and makes a whistling noise. My dick is always a good, Alf.
Let's go here at EVRYONE, Control V. Streaming now. Come join if you wish.
Nobody's coming in.
It's all good. It's a weird time of day. It's like 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, so I imagine people are like just getting off work or just at work. And what is the date? It's 2/26. It's Monday. Oh, it's Monday? Today's Monday?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah,
crazy,
it was
right?
Sunday. Dude, I don't know. Like, being unemployed has fucked me up. I can't remember. I can't properly keep track of what days it is anymore.
Nah, I'm employed and I can't either. So.
Yeah, but you work late night, so that makes sense.
The week went by really fast, though.
Let's see. Any of this comes. Yeah, well, do it.
Hey, you got a wrench now, Tony.
Will's like, I should go stream and bash them for going after Lauren Southern.
Look at this guy's nut ass. Twisted Mickey.
Bitch, slut, fucker, ass whore. Oh, you're so angry. What's wrong with you, man?
Those are all things.
Do you need attention? Like that?
Oh no, those are all things I love. So it's like he's shouting out things I like. I don't get it.
Do you need attention? Do you need love in your life that you could like do this? Are you an edgelord? He's an edgelord. Twisted Mickey. You're a big faggot.
Somebody needs some love.
Oh, you should have left it. Why'd you delete it? Fuck.
Love and feeling.
That's okay. Is that Mike or another virgin? I mean, it could be both, right?
Yeah, it's probably some other idiot.
Those two things can exist simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's fun watching the chat. Is anybody gonna come in here? Hey, fuckers. Get your asses in here. People are busy. You know who's not gonna come in here, though? Marino.
Marino is definitely not gonna. That would be an awesome surprise if he just jumped
in. Sean, what are you doing? What are you? Come here. We're gonna commit on Aimee's stream.
Sean's penis is sick. He can't come
in. Come in, Tristan. Uh-oh, it's very cold right now. Oh my god, I can't type. I do want to do another one of these like open hangouts on the weekends. So if you're free this weekend, maybe, you know, maybe we should do one of those. Because the weekend, like a lot of people are around, right? And they're probably just chilling and doing whatever. So it would be kind of cool to have that available. To have that. Rogie, get in the stream. I would have loved to join otherwise.
Someone to yell at. There's no one to yell at.
SJF is like, I'm eating chicken tikka kebab. Come tell us about it.
Chicken what kebab? Chicka picka picka.
Rogue doesn't want to come in because there's no one to yell at. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'm going to let you guys whisper to me to sleep.
Oh, look, it's BWP. Hey, BWP, what's up?
Hey, Emma, how are you?
Emmer. What? It's on my channel.
Hey, Will I am.
He's not going to actually talk, is he? Oh, hey. Can't seem to join. What? What do you mean you can't join? What do you mean you cannot join?
Hey guys, I can't join.
The link is there. It should be fine.
Does it work out from YouTube chat? I don't know. Sometimes YouTube chat is weird about that.
It should. I mean, as long as you make the box big enough to read it. Hey, BWP, I hope you have a good sleep tonight.
Sweepy time.
Sweepy time. It's what, 10:30 over there and shit. So yeah, they have to be careful. Watch that nighttime stuff.
And it's Monday, as we just finished saying. Back to work tomorrow.
I think after I chill out, I'm gonna go. Hey, Tristan, what's up?
Tristan. Howdy.
Howdy.
How you doing, man?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Just gonna make a stop at the beer store.
What are you up to? You working? Are you done now? You must be done now.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
So it looks like Tristan is muted. So I'm just gonna chill over here. Oh, Alfie.
Oh man, I'm fucking starving.
People, it's really funny to me, right? People are always all up on making comments and talking shit, but when it comes to actually coming and hanging out with a person, they're not down. They get all weird about it.
Hey, I ain't no pussy. I'm coming in and talk shit about you right now.
What are you gonna talk shit about, huh?
I saw the way that you were talking about Tommy Robinson. And I don't know if you've been talking to many Americans, but we're getting ready to freedomize the UK.
I'm very confused as to why, like, Americans feel the need to assert their constitution on other countries that do not have an American constitution because they're not American.
Well, it has to do, it's the American spirit, which is all about freedomizing.
Freedomizing.
Yeah. So yeah, we gotta decuck the UK, make them get 100% freedom, get them some guns, get them some. They need more guns. They need more ammunition for the guns, and they need more smut porn.
I just want to say to Will, fuck Lauren Southern, okay? Fuck her.
All right, well, don't go too deep into it. No, because that's going to be the 18 video. For
yeah, we're actually going to, we're doing a video on this tomorrow. But I know Tristan had some grievances about what happened with Tommy Robinson. So
yeah, we could talk about it sometime.
It's just the Tommy Robinson thing. Are we trying to assert our freedom? Blah blah blah. No, I mean they can do whatever they want to. It's not. Sorry, I was pulling up the stream so I can see the chat on another. But yeah, they can do whatever they want. It's just our conception of freedom of press would include his ability to stream near a courthouse. I looked through their laws. Or initially it was said it was a breach of peace, and after that it was a contempt of court. They're not allowed to report on it, is my understanding. And
there was a media ban on it, so nobody's supposed to report on what was going on.
Yeah,
that's reporting on it, you know.
Well, Alf, I mean, yeah. So I'm an American company. You realize, I mean, you know, in America, if they try to make a media ban about anything, Americans would be throwing a fit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not part of our. Well, you know, we have different freedoms here than they do. So
yeah, totally different values.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, like talking to Chris, he's just like, yeah, media bans are not uncommon here. We've been doing those for decades, like, you know, constantly. Right. So that's just a normal thing there. I know people are upset about it, but it's like, yeah, you're more upset. Seems like you're more upset about the situation than the law itself. Like, why not just go after the law itself and try to change that?
Yeah, I would agree that I think that the American system for dealing with freedom of press is much better. Because we would just isolate the jurors and make it so that they couldn't receive any information about the case, and so that the way they wouldn't be swayed one way or the other. They would be forced to live in this hotel room, you know, as long as the trial is going on, and none of this would be a problem. And we would get to learn all these details about it. Nancy Grace would be there doing our nasty thing.
Nasty Grace.
Yeah, Nasty Grace.
You boys are rapists.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just it's a different set of values, and from an American perspective, it looks really strange. And I was a little disappointed because I thought that the British held the same values that we hold in this respect, but they prefer the security over the freedom in this regard, in this specific setup.
Maybe a lot of Americans don't know this, but the British have a long history of banning stuff and, you know, playing moral brigade in their government, you know.
Sure. I was talking to Cameron earlier, and have you ever heard Johnny Rebel, the racist country guy?
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. So I dropped a Johnny Rebel album in the Discord chat earlier, and I said, look, just to put how upset, you know, how extreme Americans' views are on freedom of speech and so on.
It's a good one.
You can buy this album. It's legal to sell, buy. You can sing along to it. You can do whatever you want, and it's just full of all this racist stuff. And
when I was younger, there was a
another example
racist punk band called Slapstick.
We just like the Supreme Court just said that it's unconstitutional for Trump to block people on Twitter. Like,
did y'all catch that?
Oh,
you're talking about this racist punk band. Go ahead, and then I'll follow up.
Well, there's a racist punk band when I was younger called Slapstick. They're basically like the same thing, but like oi punk style. But they basically all talk about, you know, nigger this and nigger that, you know, racist stuff.
Right, and you know, your average American is all for that stuff being legal, even though your average American would strongly disagree with its message.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody, when I was younger, everybody used to, you know, everybody would hate that band and be like, oh, those guys are fucking assholes. But nobody would say that they should not be able to release their records or anything, you know, or have live shows and shit. So
another thing that I found when talking to British people is they look at this case as being a distinction. They look at freedom of press as being distinct from freedom of speech in this regard, given the way that their protection of innocence until proven guilty, the way that their court system is set up. They look at this as being totally separate from freedom of speech, whereas Americans, it's all part of the same law. It's all part of the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we look at it all as a unified thing.
They don't have a constitution, so the parts that they kind of like, the rights that they have that we get from our constitution, they get from like regular laws that can still, you know, like they can still be overturned and stuff like that. So, and changed and stuff like that. It's like for us, like to change a constitution is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? To change
it is.
Amendment is a big deal. You have to go through a lot of shit to like change it. So, you know, where changing a law here would be easier. You know, that's a lot easier to be able to change a law. So.
And it cuts both ways. I think that the British have it much better than Americans on a number of other issues, unrelated issues. I think that their parliamentary system is much better than our Federalist Republic.
Yeah,
I wish that we could move towards a architecture, a government architecture that is more similar to theirs in that respect. But when it comes to freedom of press, freedom of speech, all of these things, I think that
that's better. I guess is having having rights cemented like that. You know, like in a constitution.
Yeah. So something that I also found. Well, let me bring up Kelly's point, and then I'll segue into something else. So the Supreme Court just ruled that it's illegal for Trump to block people on Twitter because that would be a violation of freedom of speech.
That's so stupid.
That's stupid, though.
Yeah,
but I don't agree with.
Yeah, sure. It's very extreme. I haven't thought of or looked into it or anything, so I can't comment on my own thoughts on it.
Because if you're going to do that, then nobody can block anybody.
Right. Well, it's just because he's the president. It's like it's viewed as him shutting out the people that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I see that, but I still
representing.
Kind of controversial in the end.
So something that Kelly and I noticed whenever we were talking to a variety of British people is Americans, and Alf, I've seen you do this a million times. I do it as well. We are quick to criticize our government and our laws, and we throw these riots over it even. And people get in shootouts in courthouses. And I mean, it's crazy, like how condemning we are of our own people and so on. But I've noticed that the British here seem to be more uniformed in their approach. I don't see them criticizing their government in the ways that you see Americans do.
Yeah, we definitely do it a lot more. I think that's just prevalent in our society from the beginning, right? Because the whole point was to be rebellious, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So we have a very rebellious attitude in our culture. Yeah.
And another thing I was mentioning, I think I was still talking to Cameron, was you look at Islet versus Carter, right? They have two totally different individual histories. Carter grew up in Texas, in more of, how Texas is. It's totally different culture, whereas Islet grew up in California and New York. And they've got, I think, Carter's family are Christian, Islet's family are Jewish. And I mean, even we can throw you into this mix, Alf. I mean, your parents migrated here from South America and
the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean, right?
It's from Cuba.
Cuba, no.
Something that just regardless of our own personal histories, we all congregate together on a few points that make us distinctly American. It's the set of values that we hold,
Who's the guy in the background?
My roommate.
Camera on? Oh, my bad. I'm over here being a retard. Thanks for the warning.
he said, yo, you have the camera on? Thanks for the warning, bro. I'm over here looking like a retard.
There are 26 people who saw you.
Yeah, 26 people saw you.
Fully recover.
With your dog. It's all right. It's with your dog. Everybody thinks it's cute.
So
nobody can ever look retarded playing with their dog.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And it's probably been the biggest thing on my mind lately is the Tommy Robinson case.
But Will, the reason that he got arrested and put in prison so fast was because he violated his suspended sentence. It's like violating your probation here. If they put you on probation here and you violate your probation, you go right to jail. They don't give you time. They don't let you out for like a few weeks before you get a trial. You go right to jail and you spend your sentence.
I don't know if you've known anyone in a condition like that in the States, but we often don't give them their full sentence. We will make them do 7 days in jail, 30 days in jail. and then they're free to go again. And in the second violation, we may give them 30 days. We may give them 90 days, depending on the violation.
It's time for the Jamie Show!
Hey!
Hi, I just wanted to come in and gate crash and say, Alfie, I'm really sorry, but I love you, man. Yeah, and I love you, Jamie.
Yeah, I love you too. What happened? Why'd you say sorry?
Because like he wanted to do the
18 video today.
And I let him down.
It's okay. We're talking about the Tommy Robinson thing, Jay. So.
Yeah, this is great because we can get a British perspective in here. I was talking about the cultural differences.
Right. Well, I only came in quickly to say hi and tell you all I love you.
Is it still blackout?
Huh?
Is it still a blackout over in the UK? Can you still not talk about that?
I don't think there's a blackout. I mean, I've seen plenty of media and other personalities talking about it. So, I mean, the whole fucking media blackout thing is a little bit ridiculous once people start talking about something. So,
yeah, I agree.
I think the blackout's just more on specific information. I don't think it's about talking about it at all.
Can you hear me?
I would say that. Yeah. Anyway, I love you all, but I just wanted to quickly come in and say,
bye, Jay.
All right, Jay. Love you. Bye.
Actual ladies, love you. Bye.
Good talking to you.
Get drunk.
Is he out on the ale?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know where he's actually.
Interesting.
He's out getting drunk, man.
Howdy, Sean.
Hi.
We're talking about freedomizing your country.
We
need to bring American freedom.
We need some of that freedomization over here.
I had a big heaping mound of freedom fries and a freedom burger a minute ago.
Well, we got to compromise.
That's some hillbilly shit.
There'll be freedom chips.
Yeah, freedom chips.
We got to compromise.
There'll be
I'm just trying to show you the American way, boy.
No, I mean, I think I'm probably the only British person in the Discord that
that's racist. You called him person of color boy.
What the fuck? I think I'm the only British person who's in disagreement, like agreement with Tristan, to some extent anyway, about the Tommy thing. Like, I mean, look, I want to say, like, I could be completely fucking wrong about this because, you know, I'm not a lawyer. It's pretty obvious.
But he's on a suspended sentence, so how can you say that he's in the wrong when he was already in a suspended sentence? He breached the terms of that sentence, and now he's in jail for it. Like,
because it's not. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something? Right. Well, because the suspended sentence, the details of how he broke that are not released because of the new gag order, so that we can't actually make a decision on whether that's true or not. Now, if he did break his suspended sentence when it comes to the contempt of court, a gag order, from my understanding, from what I've been reading over the last couple of days, it is information on the trial from the point in time in which the gag order was put into motion. Tommy read information that was from the time before the gag order was put into motion. The articles that are still up are from the time in which the gag order was not put in motion, therefore is not in violation of the gag order. Do you understand? Do you see what I mean?
Because he filmed the guys that were in the trial as they were going to the court. That's what I heard.
So, something I'll add to that is trying to figure out whether what he did was legal or not. It isn't super important to me because it has to do with values, like conflicting values.
So you're thinking about the issue on a bigger scale, but I'm keeping it just zoomed into this one issue.
But dealing with that, I looked into the exact laws that he violated, and it's rare for them to send somebody to jail over
that. That's fast as well.
Yeah, it's incredibly rare. It even specifies not sending people to jail in the law itself.
Yeah, I think even if you believe he should be going to jail, I think we can all agree. Even if you think he should go to jail, that I think 13 months is pretty fucking crazy.
Isn't it 3 months? It's not 13 months.
No, he had a 3 month suspended sentence, and they tagged on 10 extra months to that.
Is that what
that hasn't been fully confirmed?
Yeah,
only one source that, and they deleted it a few hours after they printed it.
All right, well, if that's
So it hasn't been fully confirmed yet.
3 months. I've been to jail. And
so we don't know. We don't know. If it is 13, yeah, that is excessive to me. But
yeah, okay, then you're right to say then if that's not confirmed. But from my,
a lot of people are spreading it because of that one source that said it, but they
yeah.
After.
All right, that's fair enough then. But did you understand what I meant before by the contradiction with when the gag order was put into motion? Like, did I explain that properly? Like, did you get what I meant?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I haven't heard that, so I didn't know. But I
didn't either.
I heard that the point was that he filmed the people as they were walking into the court, and they're supposed to be anonymous for now until they find out whether they're guilty or innocent or something like that. And that was part of the gag orders. People aren't supposed to know who are those people going through trial, except for the people in the court. And he filmed them as they were going in live.
Yeah.
So in the law,
which he had done before, that was what was his original.
Well, now his original suspended. The original offense for the with famous suspended sentence was for being on the grounds of the court.
He wasn't supposed to be there at all?
Right, no. Yeah. If you read the law that he violated, it says you can't bring recording devices inside of the courtroom. You can't, and if you do, then the person needs to be arrested to make sure that that doesn't happen or restrained in some way for the duration of the case.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then there's a set of sentencing guidelines. It would be a level 5 sentence based on the way that the law is set up, which is typically a fine. And where they're pulling this, this whole nother shit, like sending him to prison for 3 months or 13 months or whatever, just putting somebody into jail for that is uncommon. It is extremely uncommon in the way that in British law or in the way that the law is written. It doesn't seem to follow.
And the thing about British law is that it's often amended or new laws are written within the context of previous cases. It's not like from any kind of like standard. It's always like, oh, well, let's take these examples. And that's how it becomes so broad and so detailed. And so it's really crazy.
Yeah, I know when I was looking through it, it kept on referring to a variety of cases from the early 1980s. And I was bouncing around like a ping pong ball, going from this to that to this. It wasn't.
I mean, we can do that too. We find laws with that.
Oh, we do, no doubt. Supreme Court rulings often create the domestic policy of the United States. It's this weird phenomenon.
The other thing as well, the other thing I'd like to say about the law is like, right, there's the two parts of the argument, like, well, a few parts of the argument, like, did Tommy break the law? Now, depending on one of two things that happened, he did or he didn't. From my perspective, if it's to do with the filming of the people, then they did break the law, and if it was on court grounds. The other outcome is that it's for what he said. Therefore, I don't think he did break the law because of what I said before. Now,
what you're saying makes sense too. So
now the other part of the argument is whether whether the law, if you agree with the law or not. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the law because it was written in the 80s, not in like 1981 or something.
Yeah, 1981.
And that doesn't take into account the fact that we have the internet today, that the Americans can report on our cases and we can report on their cases, vice versa, and I can go and get information from any country I want about any court. So in practice, I think laws should be put into you should assess laws on whether they actually work first of all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's
but it's funny because they are trying to make it work. Chrissy caught something on Twitter the other day where it said this tweet is not visible being blocked by the UK government or something, and you couldn't see it.
Stupid.
And it was a tweet. It was a
freedomize them.
It was a tweet of the picture of that guy, one of the kids that killed that James Bulger kid in Liverpool. Remember?
Yeah.
It was a tweet of that guy's face, and she couldn't see it. She sent me the link to see it, and then I saw it, and I screen capped it and showed it to her. And I was like, "Oh, it's this guy."
Yeah. Well, it's
funny. It's funny how the UK is like they're trying to make that law work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work, but they're doing shit really trying to make it work.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's specifically about that case. I think that's a different law to do with protecting that guy's.
Even though I don't think he should be protected anymore. He's been like 3 or 4 times for fucking child pornography.
Yeah. I mean, I went. You know,
now you're a sexual predator. You lose your anonymity. Sorry.
Yeah, like if you saw the footage from that case, where they actually picked that kid up.
Yeah,
I used to walk. I used to walk through there every day to college.
Was that kid like your age when that happened? Was that kid like your age when that happened? Your age at that time?
It was. I don't even think I was born.
You were born. Sorry. That was in the 90s. That was like 92, 93.
I thought it. Well, I was born in 93, so it might have been just.
Oh yeah, so you were just. Damn,
you're a I thought it was like 88 or 89, but I was talking about how I used to walk through there to go to college, and like it always reminded me because I heard about that story growing up, you know.
Yeah, it just happened when you were born. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been me if I was born a couple of years earlier.
That was big news. I heard about that here. Like, it was in the news here about that happening.
Oh yeah, it was fucking barbaric. Like,
so one thing I've noticed through this process is I talk to any American. I talk to Alf. I talk to Will. I talk to Isla, Carter, and whenever you ask an American, like, what are American values? I'll ask Alf. I haven't asked him this yet. What are American values, Alf?
Freedom, pursuit of happiness, that kind of stuff. The cliched stuff.
It is. It's incredibly cliched, but you immediately know what it is to be an American.
Yeah.
It's not based on any kind of like race or anything else. It's based on a set of principles. It's a set of values, and it's something that we all hold dear, or at least I'd say 80% of Americans or better hold freedom of speech in particular so important. There was a survey, 73% of Americans would fight and die for it. And it's like unrestricted freedom of speech, really hardcore, right? And Americans immediately know what they stand for as a people. But whenever I talk to Canadians, whenever I talk to Europeans, I'm not getting a clear-cut answer. Whenever I look for evidence of it, videos of what their values are as a people, it seems like it's not as clearly defined.
It's been watered down. From my experience, it's been watered down. I mean, you know, if you look at Douglas Murray's done quite a good few speeches on this, and I mean, if you're educated about the history of the nation, then you can actually, I mean, I'm sure Jay or Chris and Chrissy could make a good argument for what British values are, but it has been watered down so much where we either feel scared to talk about it, or we just feel like we'll be looked at like where you know, where Little Britain is, as they put it, you know.
I found
it's really demeaning. Yeah.
But
sometimes. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, to me, but has England ever been any different from that? I mean, as far as I remember, England's had a long history of like banning things, not allowing things. Like I mean, since Margaret Thatcher era was huge on that. Like, you know.
Yeah,
moral police for their public. I mean,
in my quest to try to find British values, I encountered a Channel 4 news clip of that crazy feminist chick who had interviewed Jordan Peterson and happened to make this fucking idiot Jordan Peterson look good.
Yeah. Kathy Newman.
Kathy Newman. I found this guy who had written a book about British values and had gone onto the Kathy Newman Channel 4 thing. And it said more or less the same kinds of things that Jay believes in, that you believe in. And you said Douglas Murray, the kinds of stuff he believes in are British values. And they had a opposing guest. It was some Muslim chick. And she said that British values are just a symbol of oppression and racism, sexism, etc. And it's just the fact that was able to fly, or I mean, we have our own regressive outlets and so on, but there's a massive swath of the public that will stand up and be like, no, fuck you. This is who we are as a people, you know?
Well, I mean, recently we had a woman from the UN. She came to our country and basically called the entire nation racist. And it turns out that she was a supporter of Mugabe, It tells you about all you need to know about hair.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything, but I don't think it's like that people don't want to say anything. I think it's a very British trait to it's like that Pink Floyd lyric, you know, carry on in quiet desperation. That's the English way. Like it's very like that, but then also it's the fact that if you do stand out of line, there are laws in place now which came into place through the Blair government, New Labour, that have created a whole segregated society where there are people with certain opinions that feel like if they speak they will get in trouble, and if you've got a job and you've got a family and you're not in a position like Tommy Robertson, you don't feel able to speak about those things. So I think that's what it is. It's not that we don't have them defined in our culture, it's that the people who believe in them are kept in a box.
More about the language than anything else.
Yeah. And what else do you use to express your values? It's your language, isn't it? You know? And if they regulate that.
I use my penis.
Yeah,
I'm telling you about the English language dominating the world, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean when they talk of oppression?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you wanted to talk.
No, Tristan, you're not muted.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah. Something else about the Tommy thing. I know you didn't really want to talk about this, so if you want me to shut up, just
no. I didn't want to talk about Lauren Southern talking about it because that's the video.
Oh well, I mean, of course she's gonna say some dumb shit. She's a blonde.
Yeah, she's a blonde. It's true. But yeah, I think they're having like a gag order on the information on this. It makes it difficult for us to really determine if it's right or not. But it seems like he might have violated the conditions of his suspended sentence.
Yeah, and I mean, if they can put once the gag order, because the gag order comes off once the other case is finished. This is like a chain link fence of gag orders right now.
Yeah, they got to go through each one and see where.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait till I think it's August when that trial ends. So Tommy, even if Tommy doesn't do, if it is 13, which I'm not sure, we don't know yet. If it is a long sentence like that, if Tommy gets out early, it might not be till August until this other trial's done.
Has anybody in here actually ever been to jail or prison or anything like that?
No, not for for a night. Yeah,
not general populace. Yeah, I've been in holding.
I have, as I think that everybody in here knows. So whenever you see 3 months or even 6 weeks or whatever like that on paper, it doesn't look bad. You're thinking, some people are down for 20 years. I mean, what's a few months? But whenever you actually have to experience it firsthand,
that's not fun.
It's a pretty severe thing. So you guys are saying like, hey, what he did was so bad enough. We need to prevent him from making money to pay his bills, to do anything, pull him out of society, and force him to live, in a cage for so many months.
Well, if it's 3 months, I can understand that because he was already warned. I mean, obviously, he's in a suspended sentence for doing the same exact thing. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, you did this. We're letting you out of. We're giving you the chance to not spend time in jail. Just don't do that again within this time period. And then he goes and does it again. But kind of deserves that.
Well, I'm broadening it back out to values, just values in general. It is doing what he did. Should that be punished in the way that it's being punished?
I think even 3 months is a bit steep. I think if anything, it should be like a month and a fine, or maybe like something like that. But at the end of the day, we still don't know. If
it was the first offense, I would have said, no, just put him in probation for 3 months or something,
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So that's why I'm saying, is this a second offense? I think it sounds about right to give him 3 months. I don't know.
Well, like I say, I mean, we don't even know if he actually has, and what if he did breach it. If he did breach that, what are they actually saying it's for? Because of the gag order, nobody knows that yet. So it's hard to say.
So we don't fully know the intricacies of the
it's
have to hear more, but But if it is, like I said, a violation of probation, then I don't see the issue there. It's like, all right, yeah, he gets in trouble. He violated probation. He did the same thing they told him not to do.
Right. I mean, again, legally, but I don't think that he should have to go to prison for this. I mean, it's crazy in my opinion.
How many times do you think somebody should break probation until they go to jail?
Well, typically, like, first of all, I don't think that should be illegal and so on.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. It just in general, it is illegal. So that the law now we're breaking down is just probational laws. Like, what do you get for violating?
Choose not to enforce laws like they can in the U.S.
Yeah, can you guys does the UK have the ability to their police officers have the ability to not enforce laws if they choose to?
Well, I mean, I think the best person to ask this about is Jay, because Jay, I won't say because it's on a stream and he's not here. He like, so, you know, something happened and you know, the police were very lenient with him. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, the US judges, everyone can do that.
Yeah,
I don't know though.
Jury's like, yeah, it's built into the system.
It's Ethan.
But,
yeah, Ethan in the heels.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's up, Ethan?
Hey, Ethan, what's up?
What's up, bro?
What are you doing here?
He came to school and shot British law.
Hey, Ethan.
Something unrelated. Hey, Ethan, did you get to hear the Waking Up Book Club event?
Yes.
Antonio Damasio.
Yes.
Did all you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. I just finished it.
Good.
Okay. You should check it out. I have a link in the Discord if you guys want to check it out. It was the book club event.
Yeah, I have it downloaded. I have to listen to it.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I listened to the guy's book as well. I did all that this past week, and it filled in a lot of details for me about neuroscience that I was unaware of.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
So you know the way that memory works?
Yeah, it's associative. Yeah, and it's stored in different parts of the brain, and it's integrated between I think your hypothalamus integrates memories during recall. Yeah, I bet it.
Okay, so yeah, you know how memory isn't stored like a file. It's like it's more or less like a few lines of code, and anytime you recall something, you're recreating the memory.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is triggered based on sensory experience.
Yeah.
So you end up with a similar range of sensations, and that triggers the memory, and you recreate it based on your current perspective of the world.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That kind of blew my mind.
You
also,
didn't know that before?
Well, I knew some of the details of it, but I didn't exactly know the mechanics of how it all came together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of blew my mind. I had wondered about it, and I guess now I understand it. The other part is he thinks that panpsychism is a legitimate field of inquiry.
I don't know what that is.
Panpsychism. You have to explain that one to me. I've heard the term before, but just
Kelly, you want to explain it?
No, I don't know. I'm not going to explain it, but it's really fucking weird.
No.
It's like the best.
So panpsychism is the belief that everything has a thought process. Yeah. Like your microphone has a thought process.
Oh, weird. No.
Everything is sentient.
Yeah, your monitor, everything is sentient, but it's sentient to a very small degree in most panpsychist views.
So does that mean my microphone's saying, what the fuck is this cunt saying?
It probably can't think on that level, but it's having its own unique experience.
Yeah, there's that panpsychist synchronism, and he has a lot of interesting things to say.
Well, you feed your mic and
strange ideas.
So
by feeding your mic, it rewards you by transferring your sound across the
yeah, that would be like a more traditionalist view of panpsychism, would be like full heady crystal bros, like, oh man,
full heady crystal bros,
dude, the aura of this crystal is like fucking really vibrating hard. It's making me trip my balls off, bro.
I had these Cuban friends when I was a kid, and their parents were Wiccan. And they had this staff with all these gems at the end of it.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, look, if you put your hand in front of it, you can feel the power. Look, feel it. And I'm like, put my hand in front of it. I'm like, I don't feel shit.
Dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you feel that, right? I'm like, no, I don't feel anything. Like,
yeah.
I used to take a lot of psychedelics, and yeah, there were people like that hang out at concerts.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
When I was really young, I was in a band with this kid, and his mum was Wiccan and like pagan and all that shit. And she had like a bumper sticker on her car that said "Born Again Pagan." And she had all the Wiccan shit. And then I had another friend. His mum was a Reiki healer.
A Reiki healer.
Oh, dude, my dad has books on that.
What's a Reiki?
Yeah, it's like they heal you with their hands, kind of thing, and their energy. They say, and like I remember being there at this guy's house, and his mum was like holding her hands over like one of these girls we knew, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I can really feel it." I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Yeah,
calling her a pedo, like, get your hands off a pedo.
It reminds
me.
Have you
seen those like weird people on the internet? There was this guy, and he's like, "You're gonna feel me push you with a force," and like
that guy, I've seen him on
yeah. And he's like running towards her, and he just fucking smacks right into her and shit, and she falls over. And then he starts shaking and like having a seizure on the ground to make it seem like she like hurt him somehow.
Have you seen these senseis who have convinced everybody around them that they can shoot those energy orbs at people? And,
I've seen the ones they like people come running at them and they flip them without touching them and shit.
Yeah,
the guy go flying and shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that guy didn't jump at the last second. You know, pretend.
Sometimes they will invite people from the street in to fight them and that don't believe in their bullshit. And what happens? They get the shit beat out of them because it's all fake.
There's an old like karate master that was doing that, and all the students would do that. They'd run at him, he'd do this motion with his hands, and then they would go flying in the air and shit. But he got challenged by an MMA fighter.
Bullshit.
All right, Smeagol.
We're gonna go Smeagol in here now.
What's that doing in here?
But he got challenged by an MMA guy.
Here's what. I bet you Ethan put this link in the Destiny server.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect Astroself to get in here like that.
No, it's Vulpes. It's Vulpes doing it. Don't you see Vulpes is muted?
I'm just surprised he doesn't name the trait.
Tristan, shut up.
Tristan, shut up.
I got something important to say.
Go on, Ethan.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ethan.
I linked you guys something in the Google Hangout chat.
You what?
I linked you guys something.
Okay.
What is it? How do I even get?
Yeah, it's a picture of Alf. What's up?
I saw that.
You gotta look at the bottom.
Yeah, look at the bottom, Aimee. That's
Ethan, why are you yelling right now, dude?
Yeah, what about it?
I'm sorry, I just had to tell you that.
Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan.
Deadly serious about telling us about
this picture.
Yeah.
Braggy Prince.
That's what he's been trying to say this whole time. But I already knew that from last time. Remember? Didn't I call it?
Oh.
I said you messed up. He messed up and said something in the stream with me where that.
Oh, I thought it was a secret.
Oh, was that actually Braggy Prince?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Vulpes is Braggy Prince.
Oh, so should
No,
I
this
keep him
isn't.
No, this isn't.
Oh my god.
Did you see the picture that Ethan posted?
Yeah, but was that real or was that photoshopped?
No,
that's not Photoshop. That's what I was asking you if you saw.
Then why is he in here? I don't want him in here. This motherfucker needs to be kicked out. Eject. Bye.
But he was so funny.
Doesn't matter. I don't like that guy.
I like
man.
Smeagol too.
I didn't know it was Preggy. That's the only reason that I.
Wait, who was Praggy?
Vulpes.
That was Praggy.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I had my feelings it was him last time.
You think that's how he
I
speaks to girls when he rapes them?
Yeah, Smeagol could be Preggy too, right? Smeagol could be Preggy too.
Yeah. How do we know that? How do we know it's him?
Because he showed up the second Vulpes muted. And
Yeah,
was never unmuted until he was.
Oh, I mean, like, how do we know it's Praggy?
Because we saw his face.
Did you see the picture he just posted?
No, I looked on the chat, but I couldn't see the picture.
He fucked up when he first came on and he left his webcam on.
Okay.
So his face showed up for like a second, and then I saw the roof of his house and stuff, and then
last time I spoke to Praggy Prince, I was talking to him about Muslim rape gangs, and then later on in the conversation, he was wondering how he could convert to Islam because he loved the idea of the rape gang. And
what a
part of it.
Praggy wants to do some Taharush or whatever the fuck you say it like.
The fucking, what is that? That rape game or whatever?
Yeah, literally translates to rape game. Whoa. Alf, there's a Muslim behind you, lads.
Oh, watch out! So my dog would have been howling.
Aimee, how do it feel to be famous?
Famous? How am I famous?
You were on an Atheism is Unstoppable video.
I've been on some before, but it was really cool, actually. That video that he made was really nice. I fucking love Devon. It was great.
I've been on his channel before. It's no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a big deal though, because I actually, like, a few people had suggested to me that I approach Devon and ask him to make a video, and I just, like, I don't want to make anybody help me or ask for favors in that way, right? If he wanted to do it on his own, that's totally different. And he did, and that's great, because obviously he is the one who helped me with the idea, and he came up with it, and like, he believes in my ability to succeed here, and that to me means more than any of the other shit. So it was so funny, that video. That conversation we had was really funny.
Have you scoured the comment section yet?
Yeah, that's what we did in the beginning of the stream, actually. We went through the comments.
Oh man, there's so many fucking spurgy ass shit going on.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
People that just don't get it, they don't understand what it is.
Yeah, it was the first video. I woke up this morning, it was like the first thing I watched, and I was laughing my fucking head off.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
What's this like black YouTube coloring? Like, how do you change it to the black?
I forgot how to do it. It's been so long ago.
Was it like on Twitter when you put it on night mode?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Click on your. Oh, you just click on your little creator studio thing. You know, the little circle on the corner with your icon, and it should be the option under sign out. It should be my channel, creator studio, switch account, sign out, and then dark theme.
Ah.
Who's this person with the bowl head in the picture?
That's Kelly.
Ah, is that Kelly? Hey,
yeah,
Kelly.
she cut her hair in a really funny way. And dyed it black.
It looks like that cat with the lemon on its head.
It does.
No, it's this old photograph, and I displaced. Do you know the displacement filter in Photoshop?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just displaced. You know, remember Lisa Frank, that chick who made all those like girly folders and shit with leopards and unicorns and stuff?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. It might have been an American thing. But yeah, I just placed the Lisa Frank folder over this really weird old photograph, and that's that picture. But I'm mostly in here because I was just listening to like through the chat, but then Tristan's also in this room, and it was driving me nuts because I would hear him say something, and then like 30 seconds later, I would hear you guys respond to it, but then he would be talking about something totally different over here in the room. And I was like, hey, Aimee, is it okay if I just like lurk in your hangout because this is driving me nuts? And she was like, yeah, sure. So thanks for that.
But now you've talked as well. Ha ha ha.
I know. Now I'm almost. I'm looking at weather because I really want to go to the lake and like walk around and stuff. But I can't tell if there's a thunderstorm going on or not. It's really hard to tell. Like it looks like there's about to be, but then it looks like that all day in Denver weather.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
It's been like that all day here too. It's just been.
Yeah, it's really weird
and to rain.
Yeah.
And cool breezes.
I wish we got.
Yeah.
I wish we got some rain.
Why are you on a potato?
What?
Why are you on a potato?
A potato?
Potato.
Oh, you mean my laptop?
Well, because your microphone's not too good. It's all like
yeah, it's because I'm on a laptop. It's whatever.
We can
how it always is.
I could tell what you're saying. Ethan got a hot 18-year-old girlfriend as a Spurg and autistic got Kelly. What?
Dude, can you imagine like the kinds of creepers that are gonna come out of the woodwork when this whole Aimee and
God, yeah.
started? Like,
we're gonna have a lot of
insane.
Well, I was saying before in the chat, I don't know if you saw, like I was saying, I wonder how many guys who commented on that video, like, you know, chatting shit about you, Aimee, like how many of those guys are gonna end up actually like participating
I actually went and commented back, Sean, and I was like, you know what, guys? You really need Aimee and Chell. Come check me out and hang out. It might actually really help you because this spurgery right now, if this is like, even if you're in your teen years and you're acting like this is not going to help you moving forward. It's going to be really bad. So
yeah,
they'll act like assholes. They need to be the tough guy, right? And then secretly they'll come.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, fuck you, Preggy. I don't like you. I don't want you around. It was funny. Congratulations. I hope you feel good about yourself. You're still a fucking douche, okay? I will admit I thought it was funny. Jan and I had a great laugh over the voice. It was funny, but you're a fucking idiot and I don't like you.
Well, it's more of a joke on him because we liked him when he was pretending to be someone else. That should tell him about his own character.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point.
So,
character.
On the Aimee and Chill thing, have you considered making a list of a way to formalize your judgment on what they're doing, or maybe have somewhat of a panel or multiple people help you out on
I'm not going to have a panel. It's not going to be anything like that. It's casual. I do have like a brainstorm of the kinds of things I'm looking for in the conversation and the things that I can kind of give feedback on, but it's also really fluid and flexible because it depends on the person you're talking to and where the conversation goes, right? Like if you just want to have a casual conversation, there's certain things that I can't really there's certain things that I can universally critique or provide feedback on, but there might be others that I can't, that will vary between conversations and people. So I do have kind of a basic outline of the things that I want to touch on at the end to let them know, like, hey, this was good. This was good. What was the overall tone of the conversation? Where was I bored, or where, whatever, like just whatever.
So are you gonna have the conversation and then give them the feedback, or are you gonna give it as you? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe as I go as well. I mean, whatever feels natural, right? The idea is to be as natural and make the environment as comfortable as possible. Because if something happens in real time that I just can't help but reacting to, I'm obviously going to react to it, right? But
yeah, like if he takes a shit on stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Al, have you seen Dos Corazones?
No, I have not.
Okay, I didn't know. It comes on some American, because depending on where you are, you have more Spanish, more or less Spanish channels, and it's a mainstay on one of the popular Spanish channels.
I don't watch Spanish channels.
Oh, I didn't know if you guys got them, or I didn't know if you could speak Spanish.
Yeah, I can speak Spanish, but Spanish TV is shitty. Like I haven't watched it. The only times I've ever watched Spanish TV in my life is because either my mom's watching it or it's Chispirito, and that's about it.
I watched a lot of Spanish TV in jail, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, right. 12 Parts, Dos Corazones is a dating show.
Oh.
And it's just so over the top. Like all the chicks have ridiculous plastic surgery. They're wearing these skimpy outfits. They're shaking their asses.
Yeah, Spanish TV is like that.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Funny enough, a lot of my white friends would watch Spanish TV and they'd talk to me about it, and they'd only watch it because the chicks were super hot. They're like, dude, I watch Spanish news all the time. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. The chicks are hot, man. Sorry for joking. There was Guerra de los Sexos and shit. It was like War of the Sexes or something. Battle of the Sexes.
Spanish TV had the best 9/11 coverage. Did you watch their 9/11 coverage in 2001? It was fucking awesome.
Like some chick in a mini skirt and tight fucking top.
Yeah, and they were playing videos of the people jumping out of the buildings, and they were laughing, oh, making jokes and stuff. Right?
What the fuck?
That's funny.
And then there's comments on this video. There's this thread. Yeah. There's like, well, what about his girlfriend? And then all of these people are having the weirdest conversation because I guess they're Christians, and it's just the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen on an AIU video.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird thread.
Like, oh, you guys are showing slut behavior. This and that.
I noticed it had a really high like or dislike to like ratio. Whenever I woke up, it was like 4 hours old at that point.
Yeah, it's got about half the dislikes that it has likes.
Yeah, which I thought was weird.
400 something and 200.
It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever read.
Yeah, that's that HHHHHH guy, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
What
that guy's
the
nuts.
fuck?
It's nuts.
Yeah. I don't get. I just don't get what's.
Oh, before I forget, have you guys read Hitch 22? Christopher
No,
Hitchens?
it's on my list.
I need to.
Well, I guess I can't.
That's it. Wait, that's his memoir, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will.
Spoiler alert, he dies at the end.
No, that's mortality.
Oh, sorry, too soon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, mortality is kind of like the follow-up, and he dies in that book. He dies when he wrote it.
Just fucking spoilers, Jesus.
I haven't read Hitch 22, but I think I've got the audio book or something somewhere. And then also there's a really good fan-made documentary just called The Hitch on Vimeo.
Oh, it's so good. I know what you're talking about.
Well, they basically use the audiobook version of his memoir, so he narrates like his early like childhood, and then like it fleshes out some of his positions from like other audiobooks. I think, I'm not sure. And it's like really well made, isn't it, Aimee?
Does it go into
it is
how
good.
he used to be a communist?
Yeah, it talks about like like some of the like the socialist newspapers and stuff he used to write for and things like that. Yeah.
This is interesting.
Will is so funny.
I found his mother's suicide. I didn't know about that before.
Yeah, that was really shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was like a love pact, wasn't it?
Her and her husband.
And the whole thing, like where he's talking about when he finds out that when he goes there to collect the body and speak to the authorities, and then like he looks out and there's like and it's like this like epiphany. Like I was just like, what the fuck? It's really he's the
dark.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like actually no, it's a stupid point. Ignore me. What the fuck's Ethan laughing at?
Ethan's laughing.
Ethan laughs.
I think he's private messaging Praggy Prince. He's like, yeah, let's do it again, bro.
He looks like he's going. He looks like what's his name from what's fucking fucking brain's gone blank. Fuck it.
There's this section in Hitch 22 where he talks about British values, or the values of his father, and how whenever the Thatcher generation came around, it felt as if those values had been lost to just global capitalism, just in general. And this idea of diversity and all this other random shit, that those had replaced these much more broad values. So I was going to circle that back around to the Tommy Robinson thing, and then, but
no, yeah, I think that was something that happened in a lot of European countries. I mean, like we were, and I love America, but there was a lot of the bad things about America were exported around the world, and a lot of Europeans kind of, I think, lost a lot of their cultural, their cultural ties. It was like we kind of adopted a lot of American attitudes toward things when it comes to corporatism, capitalism, whatever you want to put it.
Yeah, it's like that Rammstein song.
I don't know, what is it?
Oh, it's like we're all living in America. You never.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think the person who outlines British values the best is Douglas Murray, other than the whole Christian bollocks. Yeah,
that part of the book was a little eye rolling. He took the Peterson path.
Yeah, and I mean, I think British values were finalized and established after, like, the Enlightenment. This kind of where we walked away from a lot of those Christian views on the world and how society should be, structured.
Atheism is much more popular in the UK than it is in America.
Yeah, definitely.
How many Christians do you know on an individual level? Do you know plenty, or what?
I mean, well, the thing is, it's this is quite interesting, because it's like that study that Dawkins did about where people say they're Christian, But if you ask them how many times you go to church, or do you believe ABC from the Bible, they either don't know it or they just don't go to church at all. So there are plenty of people that I know who say they're Christian, but they basically just have they're basically deists. They have this really broad idea about God. But the only person I know who actually goes to church is my grandmother. But then if you ask her if she's read the Bible, she's never read the Bible. So I would say there's I'd say like 1% of people I know say they're Christian, but then even lower than that are actual what you would class as Christians. So I think it's a very small amount. I think it's even smaller than what the data would bear,
So basically nobody.
Basically nobody, yeah.
Whereas in America, I mean, especially where I grew up, it is not only believed in, but you're ostracized if you don't believe in it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, definitely.
Atheism actually really means something if you grow up in the South.
Yeah. Well, what's it like? What's it like where you live, Alf? Is it like that?
Oh no, I moved the fuck away from that place. Wow, this is some pretty hellish thunderstorm. You guys hear it?
Canada is being considered a Christian country now, which I didn't think we were ever in any way identifying as like any kind of religious. Like I never thought that we mentioned religion, period. So it's kind of weird to even hear that.
Yeah, here people look at you funny, like if you say you're atheist or something. But it's not
for
really a
sure,
big
yeah.
deal. Nobody's gonna really fuck with you or anything, or think less of you. They'll just be like, "Really? Well, all right. I believe in God." That's basically as far as that conversation would go.
I don't know. When I grew up, my primary school, I don't know what you call it in America, primary school.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of names for it.
But yeah, so anyway, that
school,
like
elementary.
My school was right next to a church, and we would go to the church and things like that. But like my dad's an atheist, my mum is like basically a deist at best. So there was always like the two options. But if you said I'm an atheist, people don't like look at you twice. The only person that ever has was I had an RE teacher, but she was from Ireland and she was like crazy Christian. I was the only person that ever looked at me strange for being like, I don't believe in God. So it's very different in Europe for sure. Especially
I remember whenever I was a kid, I'd gone to church camp, which I don't even know if you have in Europe. Do you guys have church camps? Is that a popular pastime?
No, we have like
fellowships.
What?
They're talking about like fellowships.
It's like a summer camp where you send all of the kids to indoctrinate them.
Jesus camp.
Yeah, Jesus camp.
Yeah,
I think you have some things like that in Europe as a whole. I'm sure you would, but where I grew up, like I mean, there's nothing like that. I mean, there are some things like like Boy Scouts and things like that, like the English equivalent, where I think there is some kind of talk of God. There's no camps that I was ever aware of now.
Oh, well, I'll give you a few sentences on it. You get there, they want you to pray all day, every day, and do crafts to worship God. And the crafts and activities are fun. So, it lures the kids in. But
it's a dating service.
Oh yeah, it's also where people have their first kiss, and down by the river, all that shit.
Or surprise butt sex.
Yeah, a lot of butt sex, but that's only if the pastor likes you. Is if he can't do the butt sex.
My church camp relationship was very wholesome.
Yeah. So you've got the butt sex.
I'm sorry.
And Christian butt sex. Fuck me in the ass for Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't lose your virginity.
So after it ended with, I want you guys all to come up with your reasons why you know that God is real.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't come up with, because I'd never really thought about it. And so it made me start thinking about it. And I was actually convinced. I'm like, oh my God, God is actually real. Wow, this is insane. And then that lasted for like 3 or 4 days, and I was continuing to think about it. And then the next weekend, I came to the conclusion, well, wait a minute, God is totally fake. Everybody's being lied to around me. And they're all just high. And I did a Google search the next weekend and found a bunch of atheist websites and immediately snapped out of it. So the first thing I wanted to do, since 90% of the people, or hell, like way over 90% of the people I knew were Christian, and still are Christian to this day, go to church every Sunday. Wednesday, they'll go to church even. Being part of a church defines who you are a lot of times in Southern communities. So I wanted them to snap out of it because I had snapped out of it. Maybe they knew some information that would prove that God was actually real. So I started telling everybody about this. I'm like, look, God is fake. It's not real. You're not going to believe this. It's totally fake. And they sent me to this youth pastor, and pastor, and you know, he tried to one up me, but I saw, no, dude, you're just what you're doing doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people wouldn't talk to me. And this was back when I was in middle school. It was like 6th or 7th grade, and I was ostracized as a result of that. Yeah, and it's interesting though to see the cultural difference. Whereas it's commonplace where you are and where I grew up, it was forbidden.
It depends where you grow up, because I'm you know, where I am is a big city, and it's like there's so many different religions here, so you kind of have to have some give and pull on people not believing what you believe. You're gonna end up being more used to that. But like in places, there's some places, you know, in Middle America where you grow up and everybody is the same religion as you, you know.
Yeah.
So anybody who's different, anybody who don't believe it, is weird to you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. It was so uncommon. Like I did my dad. It was on some kind of Eastern religion kick, but he was the only person I knew that wasn't an actual Christian. And so I was able to confide into him, and he was able to kind of help me navigate the terrain. But that ended up being a dead end too, because I found out that the Eastern religion stuff is all bullshit as well.
Yeah.
But the problem that I'm seeing, like, if you were to in the UK, do people think that race is real or is a social construct? Is like which is the case?
I think they just don't really think about race very much, right?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think it's the same everywhere on like university campuses. You know, there's a lot of people who think, you know, look, it's you know, they argue that it's a construct. But I mean, like growing up, it was like we would joke about it. I didn't know a lot of. Most of the people I grew up with were white. You know, I only knew a handful of black people, and most of them were mixed. But it's not as a contentious issue as it is in the States. It's more or less just. I think actually it's actually became more of an issue lately. But then again, I mean, if you go back to like the 90s in Liverpool, there were riots in Toxteth, and that was very racially, you know, very it's
racially charged.
Yeah, but then a lot of the arguments coming out of those communities were you know, centered around race. But I think because of in America, there's this whole thing of like a lot of people, from my understanding, a lot of people don't really believe in class. It's more like, you know, anyone can climb the ladder, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. In the UK, for many years, it's been this kind of, you know, it's all about class and about, I can't do this because of my class, and I can do this because of my, you know. So it's more about class than race in the UK.
Yeah, the reason, what I was getting at was, in America, you know, you escape the Christian mindset. Many of the people I grew up with are still living in this town or one of the surrounding towns, going to church. They have a cookie cutter little job, etc. So you escape that, and you are led to the group of atheists, and the atheists often have like wide guilt, and or they think that even thinking that there's a biological component to race is absurd, or race is a real thing is absurd. So it's like, and so you see this other extreme, whereas the Christian people, you know, where I started, are totally on board with the ideas of race. They're like, oh yeah, no, race is totally a real thing, and there's no reason to feel white guilt, etc., etc. So I see these two groups that have some fundamental things wrong, and it's, you know, kind of like a gridlock of sorts. The Christian people all voted for Trump. The atheist, leftist people that I know all voted for Hillary. And believe in, you know, all this like anti-wide shed. So it's like the whole thing's really weird.
Tristan, did you see the AMA?
I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, it's pretty good. He deals with criticism a lot. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's this weird gridlock. Ethan, do you know what I'm talking about? Where I'm coming from on all of this?
On the white thing?
Well, no, it's like the Christians seem to understand the racial stuff fairly well. They're not racist people. They do believe in race, however, and so on. But they're totally wrong about the religious stuff. They do stupid things like vote for Trump. Whereas on the other hand, you have a group of people who are right about religion being fake, and they are wrong about, you know, all this race stuff. Yeah, and they're stoking the racial animosity, and
it's just extreme opposites, man.
It's bias. They're going to tend to be left wing if they're atheists, because religious tends to go with right wing. So you're just going to have the left wing bias. They're going to be biased on race.
Yeah. I think you're always going to find those kind of splits wherever you go. It'll just it's something that you just got to deal with, I guess, you know. Especially when you think like I think a lot of us do, you know. And
okay. Anytime anybody thinks to any certain extreme, it's wrong, bad, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
About something. There's always a middle point. I think most Americans probably tend to be in the middle. It's just these people, the people further
the
right.
Extremes are just the loudest. That's what the problem is.
Exactly. I think most Americans are in the middle, and I think a lot of Americans are just complacent about most of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
they feel the need to be part of one of the tribes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
maybe they lean a little more left from center. They got to go with the left people.
Yeah, they got to go all in.
Yeah, but I think
the whole thing's a mess.
Shit.
This is another thing that really pisses me off about a lot of this stuff that's come.
Oh my god, that's really creepy, dude.
What?
There's a notification, sunshine, yo.
Oh, you're showing me a notification. I was like, why is there a picture of me on your phone? Did Craggy send that to you? Bro.
Fucking hell,
he just called us all. He said we are doxing pieces of shit. How are we doxing? He doxed himself. You doxed herself.
Yeah. You turned your camera on.
Doxed herself on a live stream, dude.
He's so dumb, man. That guy ain't getting nowhere. He's getting nowhere.
Sugar Tits did that on Andy Worski and doxed herself by accident. She just laughed it off. I was like, oh, like I was gonna reveal my face in a month, but I guess I did it now.
Yeah.
I kind of just like if it wasn't for the horrible fucking heinous shit he'd said to Aimee, I'd kind of feel a bit bad for the kid, you know.
Yeah, right. But he keeps doing this to himself. He brings it upon himself. He's been talked to. We've sat down in a conference. He's just, you can't reach him. He's fucked. He's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
He does not have the brain capable of understanding that what he's doing isn't cool, and he's not going to make friends like that, and nobody's going to like him if he keeps doing that. Like, how many times have I said this now? Like, so many times, you know? I had a whole stream. Devon and I sat down, talked to him. Devon sat down on Virgin Chronicles. Devon sat down on other streams and talked to him. He's just really stupid.
But I would just say, like, I know he comes on the live stream, like, well, he has been on live streams. Now he comes in the chat. Like, just don't waste any more energy on him, you know. Hopefully he'll figure it out for himself, you know.
He won't, obviously. But all we can do is, because he might do it again where he pretends to have a voice and he's talking and whatever, right? And the thing is, like you said, he has to pretend to be somebody else for us to think he's funny, but we still know he's fucked, because at bottom, that's still him. I had a feeling. I was telling Dan, I'm like, Dan, I'm pretty sure that's Preggy. And he's like, no, it can't be. And I'm like, I don't know. Alfie said it too to me. He's like, you know, I had a weird feeling.
That was the same answer that he had commented on one of my videos. It was almost the thing he said, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Mike because he said the same exact thing to me on the stream.
Yeah,
he left it as a comment.
Yeah, well, but yeah.
Well, now we know for sure. I knew it wouldn't be long till he blew up a spot. I was saying that. I was like, let's give him a few more shots and see what happens, and I bet he'll say something else or do something else that blows up his spot.
What?
You think he'll end up committing suicide, or he has some pretty serious mental illness problems?
He does,
he needs help.
Seek help for that, he should certainly seek help for that.
I think it was my work that found it all, guys.
Well done. Well done.
Well, we all had a suspicion. I saw the video was on. I just didn't see his face, but I saw the video of his room, and it looked like his room. That's why I had messaged Aimee. Did you see that? Like, because I was like, that looked like it was Mike's room. Like,
I didn't recognize him, so I was like, what are you trying to show me? That's the person who's behind this account. Like, okay, whatever.
He didn't see it. She didn't see it though, so I wasn't sure. I wasn't totally sure, but that was already a second clue, and I was like, I didn't see the part with his face. When I looked, it was like it was showing the room, and I could see the ceiling and his window, and I was like, that looks a lot like he always does that when he turns on his camera or turns it off.
He always has a red tint in his room.
You always see it moving around, and you see the window and stuff. So I recognized it, and I was like, that looks a lot like Mike's room.
He was too eager. If you just a little bit more relaxed, you would have pulled it off. But nah, you fucked up.
He was in one of the hangouts I did earlier, where I had an open hangout, and he was that Vulpus character, and he was chill. Like, remember, he was there the whole time we were there, and we were like, "What the fuck." All right, whatever. I ain't gonna start shit. Like,
I wonder how many times he faps during that process of being quiet.
Probably a very unhealthy amount, I'm sure.
What was his weird thing, like laying on his stomach while he faps, or what was it?
Oh my god! He doesn't flip with his hand.
That was another.
Yeah, he can't use his hands.
He uses a jar of mayonnaise.
So weird. I'll be right back.
The other guy, the side fapper, who fapped on his side.
Oh yeah, side.
Yeah. He laid out tissues and fapped on his side. That's weird.
Yeah, the guy's got a lot of problems. He needs help. He really does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you actually go and get help. So if that's the reason he's not doing it, like,
it was actually a pretty good satire on Rogue. I think he was satiring Rogue's voice.
Yeah, maybe.
Is this another Aimee? What the fuck?
I thought it was Rogue, actually.
It was a brilliant critique on Rogue's voice. It was a brilliant satire.
Yeah, I thought it was like Rogue the first like split second I heard him in like on the TV, and then I was like, oh no, it's not.
Ethan kind of looks like Dexter.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a serial killer.
Yeah, I see it.
His girlfriend's probably dead already, and he just doesn't put it on. Elf does the best Rogue,
Oh, yeah, hey, Sean, I got Rogue and I had like a miniature argument, but it was quickly resolved and nothing came of it. So.
What argument?
So my initial complaint or my initial thing was I had posted a video that said that a group of people had been arrested for filming a farm.
Oh yeah, I know all this now. Yeah.
And I think that is an atrocity from a civil liberties perspective. You're allowed to film virtually everything else. Like you're allowed to film through your window into your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
But you can't film a factory farm.
Okay. So, yeah.
I think that's a really ridiculous law that should probably go away with. And I was just trying to tell people about it. I'm like, hey, did you guys know you're not allowed to film a factory farm? They can send you to prison for it. And I figured everybody would...
law is even unnecessary because you can't really film in private property. They don't want you to. So I mean, that's already covered.
Yeah, it's like a double law.
It's already covered. Yeah.
You can actually film somebody and not tell them about it, and so on.
That's by state. Some states have different rules about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the specifics here, but the Supreme Court upheld somebody who had been filming their neighbor into their house.
Oh, you mean from another? Okay, from like their property on.
Yeah, onto somebody else's house.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's different.
So yeah, you're not allowed to film a factory farm
even from outside of it, even from public property.
Yeah, or as an employee or whatever, and they'll send you to jail over it. And I thought that was ridiculous. And Rogue was like, turned it into something about anti-veganism. I was like, no, it has nothing to do with veganism. It's just the simple fact that you can't film a farm. I think that's a bad law.
Yeah, it's a weird law in general. Like, it's just so strange.
I know it's very anti-American.
Out of all things in the world, it's the one thing you can't film.
Like you can even film up girls' skirts if you want. Yeah. That's legal. So
I think it just depends on reasonable expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
Well, I think. Yeah, go on. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, go for it. I was basically.
Well, I don't think that's even like, I don't think that's got anything to do with veganism. I mean, because I'm not a vegan and I'm not necessarily for factory farming,
Yeah.
True.
And that's what started the conversation that amounted into you having an argument with Rogue. Rogue had said, you fucking vegans, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, this has nothing to do with veganism. It's just a law. And then Tommy Robinson got arrested the next day for filming near a courthouse. And I was like, well, Rogue, are you in favor of Tommy Robinson getting arrested? Since you're in favor of people getting arrested for filming things that don't want to be filmed. And then you came in afterwards. That's the progress. That's like what led to that moment.
Yeah. I mean, I said in the stream, like, when was it? Like a day or two ago. I fucked up. I said to Rogue, I acknowledge that. But I mean, I still stand by like what I've said about Tommy. I think a lot of this is very overblown. I mean, but I would like to say about the whole Tommy thing is like, Tommy is not perfect. Like, he fucked up. Like, he shouldn't be playing into their hands.
No doubt.
And this is what I don't like about Tommy. I think he's an important person, but at the same time, I mean, from things like this down to how when he talks about the ideas he's against, he says liberals, and it's like, it's not liberals, it's leftists, Like there's a lot of fine details that Tommy does not pay attention to, and it makes his job a whole lot harder, and it makes our opposition a job a lot easier.
Tommy does something that I dislike, and it's the same thing that a lot of these right-wing people do. Like,
I think this is the problem with describing labels in general.
Well, in general, they tend to sensationalize everything, and they twist the truth, exaggerate things. Like, just be honest. You don't need to do all this.
Yeah, but they also have their own associations that they attach to certain labels, and if they group behaviors together and ascribe it to a label, that's an easy way for them to communicate what they think they mean by liberal, for example. But that's not how everybody else sees it. So it creates a huge problem in communication. And like Sean said, it does end up backfiring. And not making it easier for anybody to understand what the fuck is happening, right?
It isn't so much about Tommy for me as it is whether or not the law is just, and if it's not just, or the punishment is not just, whether it should be enforced. Since, I mean, there are plenty of laws in America that we have, like anal sex is still legal in some states, killing a snake is illegal, etc. But they're not enforced, and there could be some pretty good consequences for enforcing them.
And I mean, I'm not going to go through all the points I laid out before. I think I laid them out pretty well. But that's the other thing about the other part of the argument about whether you think this law should be there or not. One of the main reasons I don't believe in I understand the argument for the law, and I think there's actually some quite good logic behind it. But at the same time, to me, it seems like a law that can be abused very easily. And I don't like laws like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And it seems like they targeted him.
Yeah, and it's almost like a group. It's almost like the argument against group rights. Because it's like the people that the law is designed to protect, they become a protected group in a very tough time within their life. So I understand it. but at the same time, it takes away the individual rights of the citizens. So that's another layer to it that I don't like. And I think for me, it's actually quite interesting, this whole case, because it's very challenging for me to try and see like what I do believe in and whether it's in line with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
it's hard
we need to get more information, and I think a lot of people are jumping on this without enough information.
Oh yeah, and I've seen a lot of that online.
Oh yeah, from both sides for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys watch Medicare? Did you see Medicare's Twitter over the past 2 or 3 days?
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. All these. So he's making fun of British laws, and he was like, I think that it's time for the British people to get their sporks together and start a revolution, right?
Yeah.
And these British people are arguing back with him, like, oh, we have just as much freedom or more freedoms than you guys have, and so on. So his response to it was, oh, you think so? Well, let's play a game of chicken. I'm going to tweet at some different government officials and say some things, and I want you to do the same for your
MPs
country.
And stuff, yeah.
So he retweeted at the FBI, and I want to say it was like the NSA or something like that, and said something to the effect of like, I hate niggers and Muslims are savages, right? And which would totally be hate speech.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a perfect point, you know, and I can say with confidence now that I do not live in a free country. It's that simple. Not based on what's happened to Tommy, because we don't know all the information right now, but because of hate speech laws, because of a lot of the laws that have been accumulating over time. My country is not a free country, and it's very fucking scary at the moment. Like
I was saying before, it never really had been.
Well, there are.
Maybe there were times where
Magna Carta came and
went, but you didn't fully have it.
Well,
we don't either. You think that, and people say we do. But what the difference between the UK and USA is the UK uses overt surveillance, right? So they tell you that they're watching you. They tell you, look, you can't do this, you can't do that. We have that here, but it's hidden. You know, we have like covert surveillance, and you know, we tell you can do things, but you know, doing those things might lead to something, you know, because they're watching you.
Plus, Americans are pissed about it
and shit. Yeah.
So
we're pretty much in the same boat.
I mean, it's fucking disgrace.
Yeah. Americans get really angry about it too.
I think it comes down to like what Tristan's saying with the attitude difference. And also the fact that you actually have a written constitution that can actually.
You guys don't have a constitution.
Yeah, like we
were
don't.
talking about that earlier. Like with us, since we have this constitution, it's super difficult to change an amendment. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. But you guys, like your freedoms are laws, so laws can be easily changed. You know.
Yeah, we can
change the way easier than amendments are. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the laws that I'm concerned about were brought about within one governmental period.
Yeah, the 80s.
Which, like, more like I think up to about 2003, 2006 or something like that. But I don't. A lot of this has happened within my lifetime, and it like
you guys have a lot of
like Tony Blair, Margaret Thatcher, and.
So Margaret Thatcher in the 80s did a lot of it, but now after the internet, there's some too, because now there's all these cyber laws and stuff that the UK get. They're changing that time.
I mean, you just have to look at the fact,
right? Porn.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Crazy porn laws, man.
You can't even get pissed on. I mean, what the fuck is that?
What is that? But that's why I said your country has a long history of being moral police to its citizens.
Oh yeah.
For a long time. The 80s had the video nasties, you know, and the theaters weren't allowed to show horror movies and shit. So
something that Sean said a couple of days ago was they treat us like we're animals, and we need to constantly be policed. Otherwise, we're going to turn into animals.
Yeah.
You've got to allow some amount of problems to be resolved interpersonally.
Yeah.
Or it kind of seems like England just wants this certain representation or to look a certain way, and it's like, oh, you guys can't do this because you're gonna make us look bad, you know?
Yeah.
We don't want you pissing on each other. That looks bad. So.
Well, there was the whole, but it's not even we can't have you pissing on each other. It's we can't have you watching people piss on each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And like they have this whole. If it is that, I mean, they should have learned when the London bombings happened. Well, I mean, pretty much any attack, but when we got the Olympics in London, the day after that was announced, and it was primarily the argument we put forward for why London should have had the Olympics was because of our diversity and all these cliches.
Diversity is our strength.
Yeah, and then the day after there was the 7/7 bombings.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like we should have learned at that fucking point.
So
we should have learned when Salman Rushdie had a fucking fatwa put on his head, but we don't.
That was ridiculous. The Salman Rushdie thing.
Well, okay, I want to pull something from this. The diversity is our strength thing. So America is significantly more diverse than the UK, but I mean, London, yeah, okay, it's one of the most diverse cities in the world, but just generally speaking, America is much more diverse.
Yeah,
but Americans don't think of themselves as, that way first and foremost. Americans think of themselves based on a set of values. So I think that since the UK is becoming more diverse and blah, 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 I think it is important for you guys to all identify with...
Yeah, we need to establish something for an outline, and the other thing is because of many things. I mean, I think that the two main events that, I mean, people can disagree with me, but I think the two main events that really define this mess where we confuse multiculturalism with multiracial like aspects of our society was Enoch Powell's "The Rivers of Blood" speech, and then when we had in the new Labour government with the Equalities Commission and all the laws they put in, they confuse race and culture. So when they say multiculturalism, they're talking about the color of people's skin, and then they don't think about how the different cultures are segregating. And we have this like two-tier justice system with how certain groups are treated, and then the indigenous population are treated. And it's this whole mess of ill-defined phrases and what, it's just ridiculous.
There's not enough focus on assimilation, which is very important for immigrants. Like Alf's family are immigrants, but he's 100% American anytime you talk to him because he's totally assimilated into our culture. I mean,
So, Tristan, you might know about this paper, but E Pluribus Unum, the one where the scientists actually went out to seek whether immigration in a large number was a good thing, diversity was our strength, or not. And basically, what had happened is, after conducting the studies and watching populations move across different countries and such, what he recognized was the higher the immigration rate, the more in-group, out-group hostility you end up having. It's actually a negative thing to introduce diversity at all in general, because we are tribal. We do tend to stick to what we're familiar with and what we know for survival. Those are survival instincts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
sure.
When you have something like this happening in Germany, where like all these migrants are being introduced into the country, and it's just like changing the landscape entirely of just people in general, you're gonna see way more friction than you would if the immigration policy was more controlled and careful. But even then, it's difficult to do. And like assimilation, I think, needs to be enforced. If you want to move here from a different country, if you're coming to Canada or the US, you cannot have values that are antithetical to the values of the country which you're moving into, because that's going to cause a huge problem.
The way that we tried to deal with that in the United States is by bringing in our refugee population to small towns in Tennessee and Nebraska and Iowa, and
but don't they turn shit?
It's like throwing people in cold water. Like, here, learn to swim.
Yeah.
They should
like
be
way out in the sticks. They're throwing these refugees, and what's happening is they're still like kind of bunching up together in apartment complexes.
Yeah.
And it's causing those people to be diehard Trump supporters and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, they should disperse them very evenly around the country.
My area is pretty good with that, because what you see here is immigrants come, but every first generation child of that immigrant is basically American, and they act American. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
like
you don't really see, like in the West Coast, you'll see that more. You'll see Mexican families come, and then their kids will be very Mexican because they move into these areas where they stay within Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? And they keep the way they act there, so they don't really. They'll even have accents and shit, even though they were born here and shit. Whereas, like, if you come here, you'll see this is just not one country of Hispanics, and all of South America. If you go to different countries, they're all different, you know.
Yeah.
So nobody here can really bunch up into one thing, you know. You have to broaden that thing to lump up, you know. So their children end up becoming more American. We end up growing up speaking English and not Spanish, you know.
That's why I'm saying assimilation is something that needs to be enforced in some way. It just does.
I think there should be assimilation classes. I think there should be classes where you go and you sit down and they teach you what life is in America. We shouldn't just have people come here and throw them into the water. It should be part of the
immigration program. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the values,
learning English, basic English at least, you know.
Yeah, we should learn the values. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
Bill of Rights in America. That's something that virtually. I mean, aside from the Second Amendment, what were we saying last night, Kelly? The Second Amendment, people go either way on. And what was it? Which amendments do you think that are in question among Americans? It would be the Second Amendment.
The 8th.
And the 8th.
The cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. So 8th would be torture, and Second Amendment would be guns. People on the right tend to they more or less are 100% behind the Second Amendment. People on the left, they can go either way or gradations on it. And the 8th Amendment, a lot of people on the right are against. They think that you should be able to torture people.
They don't think that torture violates the 8th Amendment.
Yeah, they don't think that torture violates the 8th Amendment. But yeah, we have a very core, regardless of whatever color of skin you are, what your background is, whatever. We have a very core set of values that unite us as a people.
Yeah, it's about shared values. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what the UK needs to promote more. They need to rigidly define what those values are, and then and ingrain them into law, and then look, this is who we are. This is who we are as a people. We're not your old book or anything. We are this.
Well, we are such a far. We're so far away from that because our politicians can't even say, like, I think it was David Cameron got in trouble for saying that immigrant women were the highest amount of the population that did not speak English. We can't even ask people to speak our own language without getting in trouble. And then the first time I spoke to Alf was talking about all this music I grew up listening to. It was like, that's an American, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so obvious. And then in our country, one of the first Muslims I spoke to online was in the Discord. It was that kid, I can't remember his name. He was like, and he was like a full-on extremist. Like, this kid grew up in the same country as me. He could tell I was from Liverpool, but he grew up thinking that I should die. It's like, it's so fucking bad.
Who are these people? Like, who is David Cameron getting in trouble from? SJWs? Where's the trouble coming from?
It's the media.
Oh, the media, I see.
And then other politicians who think that way. And our media, is just so fucking. They love tearing people down. They always have. They love tearing people down for anything. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and
what's interesting though, like given the American or what's interesting about the American approach is, like first and foremost, you are an American. I guess some religious people put their religion above other things. But the identity just kind of branches down from that point. So it's like you're an American and you stand for whatever values. You could be whatever race, you could be whatever accomplishments you've had or whatever you're drawn to or whatever. But yeah, you can maintain these other identities. You just need to have that identity as a member of this nation that upholds a range of values being first. Yeah. And from there, you can get the different other elements.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and like, I was interested before did you speak to Jay about British values?
No, I haven't talked to him about it yet. He's been off and on the past couple of days, so I haven't had a chance.
I'm just wondering if he would talk about the monarchy, because that would be interesting, because where I grew up, we're very anti-monarchy.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it'd be very interesting to see what he thought about that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really say what values. Every part of the country has different values. Like California has different values than Alabama.
Yeah, but the Bill of Rights are something that we all agree on.
We have
British has their own things.
Yeah, as Americans, we have a universal thing, and then we have our own like regional.
Yeah, you have a baseline. You have a baseline, and then you have all the
I would assume the same goes in the UK, right? You probably have the UK has different countries too, so I mean each country's gonna have their own thoughts and ideas.
It's kind of like Rome in that respect, or there's like a unified currency. There's like a set of different things that you're a part of. So you had all these a variety of different cultures all united under this one kingdom. But yeah, I mean, so the massive uniter for America would ultimately be those core values of the Bill of Rights, Sons, the Second and Eighth Amendment. There's a lot of contention on those two, but everything else in the Bill of Rights, and well, I guess all of the amendments, really.
Yeah, I think the main distinction between America and the UK is what brings Americans together. That there's these shared values you're talking about. For us, what defines us as British is our differences, like along class lines, and it just, we're inherently separated. Like I voted for the Conservatives last time I voted, right? And I'm from Liverpool. Like, if I told people that, I've like certain people that I grew up with that I don't see anymore. If I went out in the street and said things like that to people, just telling people, I'd have the shit kicked out of me. Like but if I go to London, it's like that would probably be like okay in like certain parts. But I mean, just think about how old the UK is compared to America. It's maybe America will end up that divided in.
My surname actually comes from England, so my last name is Brewer. So I think Brewer, yeah.
Oh, Brewer, yeah, like make an ale.
Right, yeah, make an ale. Yeah. So it originally actually came from Devon, England. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's where my ancestors originally came. But if I look at my DNA, then I've got like mostly Scandinavian.
What does it have to do with anything?
Well, no, because I'm bringing up, I'm pulling something out. So what you look at.
Don't make this about you, Jesus.
Yeah, whatever, Kelly. You're a potato nigger.
Shit, Tommy Robinson is younger than me. I didn't know this.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, he looks like he's 35.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that young.
Yeah, if you look at my ancestors, I would imagine this is true for many Americans. There was some shit going on in their country, and they were like, damn, I think I could do better than this. So they came to America to try to get their own thing set up. So even back in the 1700s, whenever my ancestors came here, or whenever my Brewer ancestor came here, a lot of land was owned. You had to pay rent. A lot of things were a shitty deal in the UK. So they were like, well, I could go to America, get my own place, more or less live like a king. So that's what they did. They came here. staked a claim in Virginia. And then whenever the Revolutionary War happened, they fought on the side of the Americans and then moved a little bit further west. And then they kept on having children who were claiming different parts of America. And my grandfather grew up on a plot of land that, you know, our forefathers had claimed back in the 1800s. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So the class differences that you're talking about go really far back, and you see in America a lot of people wanting to escape that, so they came over here early on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, whoever in my lineage decided to stay on this fucking hell island, fucking I don't know who the fuck it was, but they needed a smart or yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good things about the UK. Yeah, I won't deny, but
you don't get shot by guns every day.
Yeah.
Well, you get stabbed.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'd rather get stabbed. I'd rather get stabbed than shot. Or acid, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather get shot too.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather get shot, man, dude. Having something poke into you, ugh. Whereas the bullet's clean, it just goes right through.
It could go right through. It depends on the caliber.
If it's like a 22, then yeah, that would suck. But
yeah, I mean, like I've been threatened with knives and stuff, and it's not really like that scary. I mean, I think I would shit my kecks if someone pulled a gun on me.
Yeah, but you shit them all the time, so it's all right.
Yeah.
You just pull out your gun and shoot them. That's so savage, but whatever. I mean, it is how it is. We're trying to do our things to change what we can to change where we can, but at least we acknowledge some of the problems.
Yeah.
It is good to see that people are now starting to like you say, acknowledge these problems.
I got the British values. It's democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, mutual respect for and tolerance of different religions and faiths.
Thanks, Ethan. Fucking 7 minutes after the conversation is fucking over.
I saw that list.
Tristan doesn't let me speak.
I saw that list, Ethan.
I'd just like to say that I have no tolerance for anyone's religion, so get fucked.
You're not British anymore.
Shut up, Ethan. I have a question for you guys. So I think that because we just have like information is so easily accessible these days that I think the way that we perceive the world isn't necessarily correct unless we're looking at stats and shit, and not everybody is. So we go a lot based off what we see and experience, right? Like these crazy people who we see on the internet who are all the extremes and shit, like these are the people we hear stories about the most. So I'm starting to wonder, am I exacerbating the problem in my mind because this is what is on my timeline, what people retweet, what I hear people talking about? And are things really as optimistic as Pinker says? Because in his new book, there's a lot of charts, and even in Better Angels of Our Nature, we're seeing a steady increase in our living standards, and things are generally getting better.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? It's weird to contend with like what we see charted and graphed as opposed to what we experience daily, because we're on the internet all the time.
It's
and
actually
all
quite.
On the internet is the crazy shit.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I recently watched, David Byrne from the Talking Heads, and he did a talk.
Oh, we're going to one of his concerts in a couple months.
Oh, lucky bastard. He did a talk recently called "Reasons to Be Cheerful," which is a callback to a specific song. But anyway, and he kind of has, and he has that attitude that there's a lot more to be cheerful about, and the fact that I think social media is an amplifier for our worst fears sometimes.
What do you think is getting worse though?
What do you think's getting worse?
Why do you think things are getting worse, Aimee? Like, what are you seeing?
No, I'm not saying things are getting worse. I'm just saying I can understand why people generally have a negative view because they're mired in all this negativity all day, right? Yeah. Again, when you go on your timeline, the things that people are retweeting a lot It's not more positive stuff. It's more negative shit. Look at how this person's being an asshole. Look at how this person's fucking up. And here's the thing. So the other day, right, when I went on that whole lecture with Sean and Rogue about how, like, we should give a shit about our community and we should try and get along and blah, 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 blah. At bottom, it is a failure to manage conflict in a healthy way. That's why there's so many fucking problems. People don't communicate properly. And it's one thing to get mad and then, like, deal with it after. That's fine. People are going to get mad. That's human shit. But, like, if we just don't learn how to manage conflict in our own little fucking worlds that we have, it's really stupid to expect anybody outside of that to be able to manage conflict in any meaningful or conducive way as well. So, like, it is important. That is something we need to value. And we do need to, in our own individual lives, get better with navigating through difficult situations we have with people that aren't always favorable, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard. We should care about our community. Community is really underrated. It's really underrated. You know what I mean? Communities communities are conducive to a longer lifespan. Why do you think the religious live longer? Because the one aspect that they have that anybody who's non-denominational usually is missing is the aspect of community and that feeling, that social safety net.
Yeah.
When we build those things and we have those things, we do need to value them and we need to treat them like they're important, and they should not be taken for granted, I don't think. And I think even if it just improves our little world, that's good enough. Like, it's gonna have to be.
Yeah. I think I mean, I agree with what you said. I would just say that the only problem I see with that is communication is key to us, you know, solving that problem. And at the moment, we can't even decide on the definitions of words.
Yeah.
So how are we meant to communicate?
Well, communication is nothing if you don't have the ability to compromise either. So.
Yeah.
Because that's what ends up happening in the U.S. At least people get so polarized that they just argue the same thing.
It's not really communication. It's being able to disagree with someone.
Yeah. Nothing ever changes. That happens here a lot, where laws take forever to pass because people just keep going back and forth with the same polarized opinion. It's like, well, you find a middle point, assholes.
Oh, hey, Braggy Prince is back. Hey, what's up, Braggy?
All right.
Hey, Braggy!
You're an asshole. Fuck you, Ethan. You fucking revealed my name. You die.
You die. You Dax.
All I heard was da.
So, about the community, these are all problems. I think communication has probably gotten better over time. Information access, all of that's gotten better. The only negative thing that I see is crime has started to go up in the past 3 years, pretty drastically.
Yeah, where it was declining since the 90s, and then in the last 2-3 years, it's been starting. Yeah,
have you heard of the Ferguson effect?
Is that where the peaks, waves, it goes back and forth?
The Ferguson effect. From an average over the past 700 years, crime has significantly, it's basically plummeted. But the Ferguson effect has to do with societal changes that have happened since Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin and all of that. Because these police officers have been demonized for trying to protect the Black community from some of the people who are acting up, because that's really what they're doing. They're trying to prevent the people who are fucking other people over from continuing to fuck people over. Because they have demonized police aren't policing them, and they, as a result, murderers are getting away with things. They're not responding to crimes that have happened at the same rate because they're afraid that they're going to be the next Darren Wilson.
It's like what happened in the UK with the Muslims.
Yeah, it is kind of like the Muslims in the UK in that respect. But that's the Ferguson effect. So crime is going up as a result of police being afraid to police.
I think as well, it's like we have so many people undermining authority, and I'm no fan of authority, but it's either the authorities are, you know, losing trust from the people for a justified reason, or there are people out there who are trying to undermine people's confidence in authorities, like you've been talking about with the police. So, yeah.
If you look throughout history, if you don't have a police force, then there are going to be thugs that are going to come and do the same things that the police are doing, but they're going to be doing it in a way that's completely unaccountable.
Yeah.
So with the police, they're accountable to the rule of law of the people, right? The people can make whatever new laws to police the police and so on. But if you don't have a police force, you don't have a police force that is not afraid to do their job, then you're going to end up with thugs doing the job, and they're going to be doing it in a much poorer way and charge more money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And we saw this with the Tommy thing. We have all these idiots going around sending pictures of the police around saying, you know, we should go and like get them kind of attitude, and like that is just the most.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah, they're just doing their job. Yeah,
yeah.
It's not their fault that you disagree. Like just because you disagree with the law or whatever, it's not their fault.
Yeah, they don't even make the laws.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People to be angry at.
Get angry at the fucking politicians. Yeah.
Yeah, get angry at the politicians.
Iowa, it's becoming like New York City in the 80s.
Yeah. Good night, Chrissy. Yeah, New York City in the 80s.
Hi, Chrissy.
Good night, Chrissy.
Good night, Chrissy.
Yeah, it's
But that's why it was dropping since the 90s, because New York City set the precedent for that, for New York and for us too, because we started started going down too after the 90s.
The broken windows theory that turned New York around gets a lot of bad press.
Julian
but
totally fixed that shit. Times Square. I remember going to Times Square when I was a kid, and it was all like porn stuff and like strip clubs and shit, and a bunch of fucking hookers and drug addicts all over the place selling drugs.
Yeah, you don't want that. I mean, really,
fucking place, and that's Times Square. That's like the tourist spot, you know.
Yeah. You
So
want
it's
that,
like,
you can
yeah,
go to
we have to
Vegas.
clean that. Yeah, if you want that, you can go to Vegas, Drew.
All right, hey, we're gonna go for a walk, so I'll talk to y'all later. It's good talking to you.
I think I'm gonna watch It's Always Sunny now.
Yeah.
Bye, Christian. Bye, Kelly.
All right, bye.
Bye, Kelly.
See you later. Bye. Yeah.
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 That's good.
Is everybody all talked out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go.
Especially Ethan, he said so much. His throat must hurt.
By the way, what Lawrence Southern video are you gonna be critiquing tomorrow, or is it a surprise?
It was a video she did on Tommy Robinson. It's probably her latest video still. I don't know. It was her latest video yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to see it, you could just go on her website.
Yeah, she's like on there talking about how Tommy Robinson's gonna die and get killed in prison and shit. It's like
if you knew your friend was gonna die.
Yeah, it's a bit much, I think. I think it was an overwhelming reaction.
I mean, like I wouldn't say like he's definitely gonna die and like this is a death sentence and all that, but like there is a possibility that Tommy could get seriously hurt or end up dead. I mean,
yeah, but also if you commit, well, like we said before, we're not really even sure if he committed.
But that's always a risk with him, with what he's doing.
You're gonna have to go to jail. Yeah, that you can't just say, well, we can't send this person to jail because he might die in jail.
Yeah, Tommy's had death threats outside of jail.
That's what I'm saying. It's the nature of his work. That's the kind of shit he's getting into. Of course, the risk is higher for him, right? But to say that specifically because he's going to prison, the risk of his dying is higher. I don't believe that.
But then what's the answer to that, right? What are you going to do then? You're just not going to send him to jail because of that.
I would say that the chances do go up because of how the funding to prisons have gone down.
Yeah.
Prisons are so shit in the UK now. They're so fucking just corrupt, and like the gangs and they run shit. Like it is really I think it does go up, but at the same time, the other argument would be yeah, Tommy can fucking like die at any point because of his lifestyle and what he's.
But also, I think they are trying to prevent that because they did put him in a prison that has a very low Muslim population.
Yeah, and I would be that would make me happy if they do that. I think that's them doing their job.
That's what they're saying right now. But like I said, with all this information, we're not really sure what's real or not.
Yeah. But when we know the full story, we can make a proper decision. And if the decision falls on what I was saying, I would be angry at the state for putting him in the prison, and he died, and he was unjustly put in there. Like I think that would be the state's problem. But at the end of the day, like you say, we don't fucking know a lot when it comes to the suspended sentence. We don't know a lot. So I think people should.
You want to hear what's real funny, and what would probably happen is all these left-wing people from your country that protest like people dying in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like minorities and stuff like that die in prison, and they do like these huge protests. I bet none of them will be angry about this happening to Tommy if it happens.
No.
And it comes out that he was arrested for no reason and he shouldn't have been killed in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet you any money these people won't say a word because they don't like him. So it's a very biased view at what you want laws to be, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the story all over the UK at the moment. It's fucked. And I mean, if anything does happen to Tommy, like the UK is gonna have a serious fucking issue.
All right, everybody. Let's end this.
But anyway, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, it was nice having you, Sean. Come back next time for sure.
I hope I didn't talk too much.
No. We wouldn't have open hangouts if we were worried about that kind of thing, right? You want to get different people in here that aren't necessarily going to agree. It makes it interesting and shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll speak to you all later.
All right.
Later, Sean.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, everybody. I hope you have a great day. 3, 2, 1. Bye.
Bye.